How we doing, Jixer J?
Chad, welcome to the best stream on every platform. Best stream on Twitch, best stream on
Squirmy
YouTube,
says
best
friendly
stream on
Sabate.
TikTok, best stream on Instagram, best stream on anywhere else in the world. Only love I know.
How we doing, Sebastian Bullard?
Rescue me, right? Cole and Bottom.
How we doing, Chris?
Be it too far gone.
How we doing?
Smooth. Tennessee whiskey.
How
Come
we
on now.
doing, Mike?
You're as sweet as strawberry wine. Come on.
How we doing?
You're as warm as a glass of brandy. All right.
How we doing, Tyson Allen?
Let's find some smoke just to kind of test the combat. Why is it on the White House, bro? Let's put it on here.
How we doing, IBHY?
The bottle's always dry.
How we doing, LL Bro C?
God, I didn't waste it. Cause there's nothing
How we doing, Bunaya?
like your love to get me high.
AGRATHS says Zion, I knew you were popping pills How instead we of doing, playing. Squirmy?
Popping pills. These kids are bugging. Tennessee whiskey.
How we doing, Spice God?
Strawberry wine. Come on now. You're as warm as a glass of brandy.
Says
Come on,
that you
baby.
play Wagon Wheels by Darius NXT. How we doing, Lucas?
I haven't heard that song in forever too. But now we're not taking requests. Appreciate you though.
How we doing, Logan Positive?
It's Tennessee whiskey. That song might actually be on this playlist.
How we doing, Sonny? How we doing, Agrets?
I wonder.
How we doing, Spy? Matt's World says Zion when you're stepping on the floor. How we doing?
Tennessee. I should.
How we doing, Stephen Ranelli? How we doing? How we doing? Matt's World says Zion you used to ball out, bro. How we doing, brother Nowa? Jalen says WSG. Varsity. Starter says is smooth the HH. How we doing? How we doing no? Varsity. Starter says Tennessee Whiskey YY. How we doing, Matt's World? How we doing, Cameron Black?
The real question is, did that song make anyone an alcoholic? I had to go change, bro. It's too hot. It is too hot.
How we doing, Corridor Time Shoot? Jalen says WSG.
What up, brother?
How we doing, Kenyan? Jojo says you look like Zion. How we doing?
You
Star
swear?
Micah Star.
Like you dead ass? Like you think so in your heart of
Jalen
hearts?
says, how hot is it there?
It's 98 degrees, bro. It's not it. 98 degrees, brother. It's actually tragic.
How we doing, Scarlatti E? How we doing, Dollar? Divine Car says Zion Williamson. AJ says sub
What's
Zion.
up, Car?
Benjamin
What up,
O'Connor
AJ?
says Zion, get in the practice facility, bro. Forfun says yo,
Where's
Zion,
that?
we need you on the court RN.
Yes, man. What song is this? I don't even know this
Vincent
one.
Rainey says you, what up,
Oh, this is Real Speedwagon. Wow.
Christian says yo, Zion. Jalen says Knicks or Spurs. How we doing, Manny?
Knicks or
says, "You,
Spurs?"
Zion, we need you on the court RNNN.
You mean
AJ says
OKC or Spurs?
How we doing, TB Hangle?
I feel like OKC has a good shot, bro. Are we like already counting them out?
William Bob says go Pels go. How we doing, trades by Eric? Benjamin
I
O'Connor
feel like
says, can you tell
I
Jeremiah
feel like we
Fears to speed
can't
up?
we can't count out
Lil
okay.
Bueno
I
says
mean,
Zion Deblode.
yeah, we can't count out
Shizzy O'Goro
OKC
says,
already,
"What up,
bro.
Z?"
Like Shizzy was
Loso
good,
says
dude.
chill vibes. Benjamin O'Connor says Zion
Always,
keeps
brother.
healthy. How we doing, number?
Friendly control point nearby.
I haven't listened to this playlist in super long. I made it
Says, "Thought you
my
was
last
Zion
year
Ball."
of college, and I used to
Isaiah says,
run.
"Francis
This was like my first run-in
Mets says
playlist,
Spurs so trash
and
this year.
getting back
Texans
on it,
coping
man.
so hard.
Spurs are trash.
Pimpernel Daddy One says,
What are you
"Francis
talking
got it."
about?
How we doing, Juice? Connor says
This man
Zion.
is this man is
Graham
rage
Willow
baiting.
says
What are you
Zion.
talking about? Did you see the last
King
game?
says Zion. Joseph
They hurt your
Beck
feelings
says,
or
"Why you
something?"
low-key look like Zion Williams. How we doing, JOJO? Nuts says Spurs so trash this year. Beat the Trailblazers and y'all think they good. XQR.
I mean, I'm not like
How
a
we doing,
Spurs
Zion
fan.
and Francis?
I'm not even like that big of a basketball
Connor says,
guy.
"Go with
I
Zion."
watch the highlights here and there,
Benjamin O'Connor says,
'cause
"Gotta
I
be an
like
OKC fan."
competition. But like
How we doing?
saying the Spurs are trash is patently false, brother. What they do to you, bro? What did Wemby do to you? what
Ben says,
did he
"Bro,
do to you, bro?
Trailblazers equals God, like according to you.
According to
Benjamin
me?
O'Connor says, "Y'all
What are you
just being
talking
racist to
about?"
my boy." Unknown
Why?
Vendetta says,
Yo,
"What's
Ben,
up,
what's
Spice?
up, Ben?
How we doing, Premium
I just feel
Bob?"
like you can't claim the Spurs are trash in this day and age. It just doesn't make sense. Like just like
Connor
factually
says,
speaking,
"That's
it
not
doesn't
even
make sense.
racist." How we doing, Wayata?
It gives all black people look alike.
How we doing, Adam DSDMAMS?
I missed.
How we doing, AW? Unknown Vendetta says, "Wait, someone said Spurs are bad." Max
Yeah,
says,
there's
"Bill
this guy in the chat saying the Spurs are trash.
Kawhi Leonard says, "Zion, are you making
I
it
think
to the playoffs?"
someone just hurt his feelings or something, and he's like
Benjamin
taking it out on
O'Connor
the
says,
Spurs or
"Look, he
something.
look like him dough, but nah, he's his own dude."
Yeah, I don't
How
think
we
I
doing
don't look
says
like him,
OKC
but I don't
says-
think I look so much like him to warrant all
Max says,
the
Obama or androgenic?
Zion comments. Obama or Rogenic?
How we
What?
doing, Brendan F?
Are you talking about Ronald Reagan? Because Ronald Reagan was a fucking menace to society, dude.
How we doing, Chemo's World? Unknown Vendetta says, "Does he not know Wemby is in the conference finals right now?"
I don't know, bro. He seems a bit confused. I'm not gonna lie to you.
How we doing, Unknown Vendetta?
Reinforcements en route.
Bring it on.
I'm bad. Yo, who's this?
How we doing, Bodie? Max says Trump or Biden. Blood Terry
Yo,
says Zion
it's
Williamson.
raining? That my daddy died. Woo!
How we doing, Shaba?
But bad things about him. To tell me the truth.
Unknown Vendetta says it was raining so bad for me yesterday. My internet was so bad. Max says.
Yeah, I feel like when the temperature like
Jakub says,
changes
"Just
so
the
quickly
internet
and
was
so starkly like this, it's bound to rain. That this was alone.
How we doing, Fern?
Oh shit, oh
Terry
shit.
Says Zion
Heavily
Williamson.
armored hostile detected.
Mr. Beckery for Honeybun says Holy Zion Williamson. How we doing, Borla?
Oh shit.
How we doing, Jake?
Let me reload.
Max says Yo Zion, and you're still done.
Oh shit.
How we do Jacob now says Zion.
Bro, there's a crazy thunderstorm outside right now. Oh, what the hell? Oh shit. Armor? And another wine. That ain't right.
Piece of crap.
And all time
Hostiles
leeching.
detected.
Dealing in dirt.
Here saluting face.
For the Lord.
One Funzo says you just got traded gang. How we doing,
My-
Jakub?
Yeah.
Wendy,
And when he died.
how we doing, Cloud?
Wherever he laid his hat was his own. Bruh, how am I not hitting this guy, man?
Someone cover me while I reload.
Bro,
Armored hostile detected.
got him. Am I getting like damage drop off?
How we doing, Jacob now?
No way, dude. Where are my teammates? Why are they running away? Why y'all running away?
User says how tall are you?
Pay his deals. And mama. Shit.
How we doing, Wendy?
To tell
How we
me the
doing, Fonzo?
truth. Papa was a rolling stone. Wherever he laid his hat. Bruh. Oh, wait. This guy like brings people back to life, no? Chase his ass.
How we doing,
Come back here,
Josh
boy.
Rivera?
Come back here, boy.
User says K Alto.
Come back here, boy.
Nod, Wildington.
Oh shit. Oh shit. Oh shit. Oh shit. Come back here, boy. Yeah, now who's pressing who? Now who's pressing who, yeah?
How we doing, Ethan Wilford?
When he died, all he left
User says
us
Camo
was
2 Alto.
alone.
How we doing, Desmond?
Supply room
Papa
access.
was a
Unlocked.
rolling stone. I don't know what you're
AI
asking, bro.
Dexco says, is this Zion? Turn off the
When
access,
he
Francis Ngannou.
died.
Fading Echo says the division. Missed that game.
Yeah, dude, it's a good game, man.
Michael says whatever you say, Zion. How we doing, Town?
I'm still newer to it, bro. Like, I got it like a couple months ago.
User
I
says
still got a
user
couple
says
things
user
to,
says user say, how tall are you?
Things to do.
Unknown Vendetta says he asked for John Price.
I guess so. Like, I don't.
Zay's Edit says Zion.
Guys,
The
refer
access
to my
Francis
clip that
Ngannou
says
OMFG.
you're not entitled to my responses. But I'm in your stream. That's what you're supposed to do. Where? Shut
How
up.
we doing Xavier Roman?
All
Dominic
right,
DeVito
let's
says
find
how about loving and respectful.
Dominic. You
Zedit
keep
says
saying
Zion
that, and
Williams.
my question
Dating Echo
remains:
says, "How we doing
are we
Juggernaut?"
not stronghold? So wait,
User says are supposed to freaking appeal to my every request.
aren't I?
How we doing BBPR?
She quit me. You do hurt my
How
mind.
we doing Caleb? Zay's Edit says guess what?
One more time. What? Bro, it's like a million degrees,
How we
bro.
doing Ethan RR?
What the hell? Why? Why is it this hot, bro? That's the only thing about the summer,
Brennan
man. Like,
says
give me
Zion.
winter any day,
How we
bro.
doing?
Give me
Michael
winter
says
any
Michael
day.
said, Michael said. Beatless says thought you were Zion Williamson for a sec.
Hey, Michael, do that again. I'm blocking you.
How we doing?
Don't
Aaron
spam my
Clark?
chat.
User says 95 degrees in Maryland today. Summer is horrible.
Yeah, summer is not it, bro.
How we dating Echo says winter is nice, but the darkness for months is rough.
The darkness for months
Brennan
is
says
rough.
Zion.
That's the trade-off, bro. Like,
Michael says whoop do.
you get super depressed when it's just like no vitamin D. It's all
DJ Bronson
dark and
says
cold, but the alternative is as hot as hell.
says Brandon
And your balls are sticking to your skin. It's like nobody's got time for that.
Shaw says thought this was Francis and Donna.
Yo, Ben, if Michael is still in the chat, can you go ahead and mute him or ban him, whichever one.
Unser name says Zion.
One more time. This is,
255,892,000,000.
Men's Lipcom. Trouble in Mind.
Brennan says Zion Williamson. How we doing, Justin?
Hold on.
Seth Stogsdill says what's good, Zion.
Stop, dude.
Jal says yeah, this is
How we
Def
doing,
Zion.
Mikey.ddd?
Unknown Vendetta
There we
says
go.
yup.
Friendly
Rob Boyd
control
Yeah.
point
says
detected.
yo, are you not Zion or Francis? Byron says
What do you
Zion.
think, brother?
How we doing, Ian? Brennan says hello, Zion.
What's up, Bren? In my back door someday.
How we doing, Max Theg? Oh, A-T. Dominic DeVito says how about multimillionaires?
What about him?
How we doing? Beatless says anyone ever tell you that you look like Zion? Dane's
Nah,
Moonlight says I love Division
never.
2. How we doing?
Yeah, I'm loving it, man. I had to come back on it. There was an update recently, so I had to go check it out. I haven't beat it. Oh shit! Oh shit! Oh shit! Oh shit! I haven't beat it yet. Oh shit! My fault, gangster. I did not mean to run into your territory like this. Okay, why are you taking those drugs? Put that shit down. Put that shit down. Get him, Droney. Get him, Droney. Yes, yes.
How we doing, user?
You hold me tight.
How we doing? Dominic DeVito says I run a 7-minute mile.
That's cool. What I like about you.
How we doing, Jay? How we doing, Byron? Brennan says say probably. How we
Probably.
doing?
These kids,
Mikey
man.
says Zion.
All right. Where do I want to go?
Stino says good Jack. No limit.
I think I pretty much. Oh no, there's this one. There's this one. There's this thing. All right, let's fast travel over there and see what that's all about.
How Halfscoo says I almost hung up the phone. You're beautiful.
What I like about you.
How we doing, inserts? Geku says the goat Zion. Mikey says you getting
How we
traded this
doing,
summer.
Raydrex?
Chris says Zion can sing. Dominic DeVito says my wife died 2 weeks ago, 21 years faithful. Brennan says top 1689 human beings. No Limit MJ says Zion boy.
Dominic, you've told a lie like that before. It wasn't funny then. It's not funny now. Dominic, this is your last warning. I will block you from the stream, so figure it out.
Brennan says be nice. How we doing? I'm black.
You really know how to
Friendly control point
dance.
nearby.
How we doing? How have school? Mikey says my daughter ran a 3/4 mile. Ramsey says what did Dominic do? How we doing? No Limit MJ says Zion Williamson not tough.
Dominic thinks it's funny
Dominic
to
DeVito says send a galaxy.
Supply drop
talk
detected.
about
Doc says Zion.
people's wives
How
dying.
we doing,
Stupid.
Chris?
What's that question mark?
Mikey says Zion Williamson. How we No Limit MJ says Zion Buns.
That question mark.
Westbrook says what's up Zion. Case Womack says Zion Williamson. Ramsey says at Dominic DeVito son. Brennan says Zion. JB2K Muth says what's up Zion.
What's that, dude?
How we doing? Mikey says Zion. Ion One Talk says Hazy Dog. Case Womack says what game is this?
This is Division 2. Wait, is this where it was? Oh, that's what it is. I
JB2K
bet.
Muth says you still rocking with Paladins. Sam Driver says yo Zion.
Anymore. Upstairs is
Mikey says you going back to Duke. Ronnie Wilson Jr. says thought you was Zion TFFF. No Limit MJ says Zion Aw gang traded. How we doing? JB2K Muth says ask for trade
Hostiles are opening a
price.
supply drop.
Oh shit.
King Basie says bro I see you so much I'm just follow bruh. Sam Driver says is he in the NBA anymore?
Appreciate you,
Mikey
King.
says Zion
Detecting
Aw.
additional
Bro,
user
I'm never not on. I'm not. This is not a game. It's not a game, bro. I'm not screwing around. I'm trying to do something big. Appreciate you, man. Wrap it up. Man, oh, I'm gonna die. I'm gonna die. No, 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 no.
King Basie
No, no, no,
says
no, 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 da, 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 da. Okay, okay, okay. All right, breathe, breathe, breathe. Okay, we're good. Ooh, purple, purple. Give me that. Do we like bodybuilders? I don't really know anything about bodybuilders.
Zion says, boy, I thought you was Zion. Brennan says, Zion, chill you lingering musical hesitant. How we doing, Prem?
I have no
Johnson
idea
Goodlife
what
says,
that.
I'm paying $8,000 to the first 5 people to message me. Peace.
Oh, that's a scammer. That's a scammer. That's a block.
Cole
Chat, I'm
Jackson
about to
says,
just get
Zion
super
Williamson.
happy with the blocks, bro. Just block everybody.
additional hostile
Oh shit, oh shit, oh shit, oh shit, oh shit, oh shit. I'm dead, I'm dead, I'm dead, I'm dead. Shit, 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 shit. Yo, where y'all coming from? Oh, yo, y'all coming from the drink. Oh, no. Take over, take over, take over. Take over, take over. No. Droney, help me, Droney. Oh, shit. Stupid.
detecting additional
Press me, bro. Don't press me. 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 Stupid. All right. Anyway, what was I saying?
Dominic DeVito says, how bad
Should I just
now?
get happy and just start like banning all the clowns?
How we doing, Zai Breezy? Mikey says, acknowledge the Zion comments.
Yo, Ben, this is what I'm talking about. You see this? It's like, I'm like, what do you mean, bro? It's crazy how like they say the same things too.
How we doing, John? Mikey says, loving and respectful.
Wait, why can't I claim it?
Dominic DeVito says 13, and she was faster than me. How we doing, Cole Jackson? Ray says you should play for the Knicks. Conflay
Supply
says
drop
Zion.
claimed.
KYTM says
Incoming hostiles
WSG.
Bro, there are
detected.
more?
How we doing, Reed?
I'm trash.
Your turn next.
Cause we got each other.
How we doing, Ted?
We made it through.
All that
Supply drop claimed.
Dominic DeVito says unlikely. How about talent? Conflay says Zion get on the court and log in.
Supply drop claimed. All
How we
crates are
doing,
now
JB?
empty.
Palm up, hands.
Let's go.
Supplies
go.
dropped successfully.
Let's go.
Mikey says Buddha, just follow, just cause you look like Zion lol. How we doing, Ryder D?
Sure, dude.
Micah says
Wait,
Zion.
so is this not supposed to clear off the map after I do it?
How we doing, bot account?
Is it like a... It's like a dungeon? Chad, I haven't played this game for like a month and a half,
Zion Willida.
so I'm not really sure what I'm doing. I think it's like underground and I'm on top of it. Mission giver.
Dominic
Oh yeah, it's
DeVito
definitely in the
says, "My
sewers.
testimony, I am nothing but pure.
All right,
Micah
let's
says,
find
Zion,
let's
are
find
you
a sewer or
related?
something.
Herneval says game
This
B.
in the grind in the
How we
game.
doing, Harry?
The game is Division 2. Gotta find some way to get underground. There's a ton of these guys are coming out of somewhere over
Micah
here,
says
but
you related to Zion. How we doing?
not sure if
Ken
that's
Ball
something
says
I
Zion.
can access or if it's only like a them thing. Bro, I'm really, bro, like I'm sweating just sitting down, bro. Like
Ryan says Zion.
that's my
Williamson.
least favorite thing.
How we doing? YT? WS2K soldier says Francis Ngannou.
There's got to be an access point.
How we doing, Arsenal?
You think
Herneval says
the
Knicks
map
in
would
finals.
point you to the access point and
Micah
not
says
like
why my comment not read.
being on top of it?
How we doing, Rick GR? Eli again says is this Zion? Caden Bush says Francis Ngannou. Mikey says need a Zion X Zion stream collab. How we doing, Star Micah Star?
Yeah, that's the goal. So drop 1 million followers and
Purvis
we
says
can
Zion
do that.
Williamson, holy crap, are my favorite.
All y'all talking Zion, but y'all not
Dominic
following a
DeVito
bunch of
says thanks
parasites.
for
Look,
making me
look.
mod.
Help get
Evil says
Zion
Knicks
on
to the finals.
stream. 1 million followers.
says, "Where
So
you from?"
drop a follow.
How we doing,
I
Dominic
sing
DeVito?
the body electric. I
Dominic
sing the
DeVito says, "Thanks for
body
making me a mod."
electric, baby. The
How we
body
doing, Dan?
electric. Oh, here's the sewer. Okay, that makes sense. That. I guess I should just watch the map, huh?
How we doing, Herneval?
I'm coming, Stella.
Object of interest detected.
I'm coming, Stella. Where? Oh, no, okay. I'm
How we
coming,
doing,
Stella.
Stella says you should become a singer. Krago says, is this Ghost Recon? WS
Nah, this is the
look more
division.
like Francis Ngannou.
I'm coming,
Ethan
Stella.
says Zion Williams. Everett says yo Zion.
I sing the body electric. I sing the body electric, baby.
Everett says Zion.
All right, give me that mission.
How we
Talk to
doing,
me,
it's
baby.
Reed
Talk to
Hyman
me.
again.
Agent, maybe you can figure
Dominic
this one
DeVito
out.
says you should
We
become a
recently
singer.
picked up a radio transmission emitting from Navy Hill. It sounds like Morse code.
I'm just
but it's
I'm
hard
just
to
living
make
my
sense
life,
of it
Dom.
as
I'm
the
just
tones
living my
all
life.
Friendly
scrambled.
supply convoy
It must be encrypted
detected.
or something. I used to enjoy a good cipher, but this is driving me nuts.
How we doing? How we doing, DD?
Yeah, doing all chat test. Righteous
How we
man.
doing, K-Bob? Dominic DeVito
Most
says, can I
every
request
day.
a song, no cap?
Nah, I'm not taking requests.
How we doing, Sean Greater
Don't
than?
go away.
How we doing, Presto? Dominic DeVito says, bet play the boss by James Brown.
Ain't
How we
this
doing, Don
sin?
C?
Yeah, that's a good song. That song is on this playlist actually. So good call. I'm not gonna
How we
cue it.
doing,
It might
Tim?
come on though.
How we doing, Krago?
How do I get inside of this place though?
GG says Zion Williamson. How we doing, Retwist?
If you ain't gonna do me right, I might just do you in.
Love Josh.
Ain't it a sin?
Gemini Joe says, hey, how are ya, bro?
Ain't it a
Zavar11 says, boy, I thought
sin?
you was Zion Williamson.
What's up, Joe?
Dominic DeVito says, when you're off stream, look up how about multimillionaires and you'll understand.
Sure.
Friendly control point detected.
Ooh, side mission. Let's go.
The Morse code transmission. A framed guardian never bears a grudge against others, only a key in his back pocket to offer his sisters and brothers.
Sith Division 2.
Gemini Joe says, what game is this? Unknown Gyrat says Zion Williamson. How we
I used to own I used to own Capcom versus Marvel. I'm not sure which version of it I owned, but I didn't really like take any notice of the graphics. I mean, it seems like it looked how it's always looked. I'm not sure like what the expectations are around that. I might just do you in.
Since you're near Navy Hill,
Ain't it a
perhaps you'd like to
sin?
solve that riddle. A frame,
Ain't it a
How we
sin?
doing, GG?
the signal is emitting from somewhere
Ain't it
inside
a
the
sin?
observatory.
Unknown Gyrat says Zion Williamson.
Priority item detected.
Just me says you look like Francis Nagunu. How we doing? Bobo the Elf says, do you hate being called Zion?
Nope. Come here. Show your face. Yes, sir.
Pineapple says Ghana.
Ooh, oh, no. Shoot. Yes, sir.
Elf says, does it get annoying? Then Paul Bevan says it. Kyle Ayers says this can't be
Nope.
Zion BC. He's actually playing.
I'm nice.
Doing Zeepinus.
I barely hear it, dude. I'm really good at filtering out noise. Also, it's good for the engagement for my stream.
How we doing?
And people just want to like feel funny, want to feel significant, want to feel like less obscure, and not very many streams have text to chat on. Like, it's not just they just all want to call me Zion. One, they don't know what to say because they don't know me, and that's the first thing that comes to their mind. Two, they want to hear their message read out, and I keep text to chat on for like anyone in the stream, and it makes people feel seen. So, whatever, great.
Says Zion. Ross says, "Oh, no."
The alternative is I'm just hearing that, like, people are all like listening to me the whole time, and I'm like, I don't really care for people to listen to me 24/7. If people want to feel seen, let's do it. Well, yeah, I think me and him resemble each other for sure, but that's not the only reason. He said, man, it's a little of my time. It's crazy because when I start saying things that reveal how people feel and how they think, that reveals their vulnerabilities, they get so insecure. Like this guy who's saying chill, like I didn't say anything. That's like not chill, but he's telling me to chill because what I'm saying is true to his experience, and he feels made seen in a negative way. He feels like seen through. In a drunken haze. Appreciate the gifts, dude. Bro, I'm seeing through you, bro. You don't like it. You don't like being exposed.
Framed guardian. Huh.
This is the Mountain Ghost this year. Great song.
Ray says they mad brother. Turk says Zion.
Yeah, and they think I'm mad for some reason. I'm like, what on my face says anger?
Look exactly like Zion.
Like, what in my demeanor, my tone, my face, like, where are you reading anger from? Stop projecting. If I was angry about it, I'd just, like, turn the text to chat off. Like, move the thing. Like, what? Do this here. This is, this year by the Mountain Ghost. Fire song.
STQXC says Zion, why you mad? How we doing, Luis PR? Ray says W song.
Right, dude? I don't know how to get out of here.
How we doing, Dini?
All right, I'm just gonna go back downstairs. See what's
I3
over
White
there.
Toes Mez Zero says, bro, we gotta get you on some different music. Micaiah Shin says, bro, I thought you were Zion Williamson when I was scrolling, lol. User 8 trillion.
Get me on some different music. I bet you there's no music you can introduce me to that I'm not in some way familiar with. But I can't say the same about you.
Bobo the Elf says, I ain't playing that game till they fix the damn lag out on console.
I'm on PC, so I haven't experienced the lag out.
How we doing, DD?
People make so many assumptions, dude. Kids will come into my stream and like hear me play like rap and be like, "Oh, you're listening to low IQ music." People will come into my stream and hear me play rock and be like, "We gotta get you on some rap." People will come into my stream and hear me play indie and be like, "This is weird." I'm like, why do you think this one picture that you've seen, this like 2 seconds, this 30 seconds image that you've seen is a like encapsulation of who I am? And then when I think you're stupid, you think I'm being mean. I'm like, that's a dumb thing to assume. That's a dumb thing to assume. Like I don't know what you mean. You're showing me you're dumb. I say you're dumb, and then you get mad. Oh my god. All right, search the observatory.
Timmy D says you listen to Mike Salta. How we doing?
No, I don't. I've never heard of that guy. What genre would that be? I'm supposed to search it, but like how? Like, is there like a?
Zion Williams streaming now. How we doing, Marcus?
Oh shit, I wasn't trying to use that. There's like a pulse you can use, but I forget how. Maybe I'm thinking of the wrong game.
How we doing, Sly?
There's got to be more. Oh wait, am I supposed to go up? I'm definitely missing something, chat.
Zero says it best I am saying. Bobo the Elf says Bill Pio veteran lover Rudical rhythm local music reggae islander.
It's like electronic, very chill background music. Electronic.
Very chill
Okay.
background music. TBH. Kurgata
Okay.
says, Zion, what team you getting traded to? How we doing, Brian?
DM me one of your favorite songs by them, and I'll listen to it. If I like it, I'll add it to the playlist. Not this stream, but next stream.
Says Zion wide bro.
I'm supposed to be finding something in here, and I just am confused as to what that is. Cause like usually it like something glows, or maybe I'm wrong. I don't actually remember how finding things work in this. Oh, wait, no, okay, that's not how it works. All right.
Bobo the Elf says veteran lover you gone FW it. How we doing, setback Sacha?
Again, D, send it in the DM.
How we doing, ice cards? Juka60 says Zion Williamson. Keycap 5, Keycap 7 says Zion Williamson. How we doing? Rondo says
Chat, if anyone in the chat has ever played the Division 2, do you know if there's a way to like scan your surroundings to find missing objects? Like, is that a function, or am I just imagining that? I feel like that's got to be a function, right? Like, because how else do they expect me to find this stuff?
YBGCHR1 says Zion. OG says just imagining.
Agent in need of backup.
Keycap 5, Keycap 7 says Zion Williamson.
Can I get on top?
DJ aka Irrelevant says nah, get in a gym, believe me, you. Tamino says yo WSG Zion. YBGCHR1 says bro gonna get traded to the Hawks. Gavin says Zion, are you streaming DC or bored you didn't make the playoffs? Swervin Chris says I thought this was Zion. Ballhawk says yo Zion. FLRD says thought you was Zion, had to scroll back up. How we doing? TikToker says stop fucking with Mariah Mills. Bess says y'all trolling. Dallas says Roblox face off. OG says it's also been a minute, so IDK. Ryan says
yeah, I don't really know.
Says my team, they gave you a broken jumper.
I don't really know what I'm supposed to be in this place, but like, maybe I can go to my control settings. Maybe there's a button there.
Bucks 2019 says Francis Ngannou. How we doing?
Controls,
WTW?
mouse sensitivity. Is it
Tomas.
like a gamepad? No. Gamepad? No. Scope? Nope. Nope. Gamepad? No. Button layout. All right.
Caleb says Zion. DJ, aka
Take
Alvarez.
cover, reload, vault, climb,
YBGCHR1
switch,
says what team we go into Zion.
sprint,
OG says I
use
got level
armor
20.
kit,
How we
equip
doing?
grenade, player
Too much mumbo
interaction,
jumbo going on.
emote selection.
Gray's End says
Um,
Zion bro.
Too much mumbo jumbo in this game? When'd you last play it? Like when it originally came out? Alright, I don't know if there's some way to like scan to see what's going on. But I'm not really trying to like Google it either. That's kind of a lot. Let me make sure. Hold on. Does it? I guess that's fine. Whatever,
How
man.
we doing Inosuke Kun?
It's hard to tell what my OBS mic is like.
OG says
What's crazy is I'm not gonna be able to use any of this footage because yeah, it kind of made a resurgence when the 10-year anniversary happened because they did they added like
How we doing T?
a realism mode that they took away for some reason, which is crazy because it was pretty fun. But they like did a big update because of the 10-year anniversary, and then
Brian
they
Cruz says, how we doing? What are the chances I just got a video of
they-
Francis Ngannou and then her under the vid?
yeah, like people got back on it from that, and now some people kind of stuck on. Like there are people who never
Jordan
stopped
says,
playing the
Zion
game.
was on TS.
There are people who've been on this
D1
game
Go
since it
says
dropped
Daily
and are like
Zion.
level 3,000, bro. It's
D-Bucks
actually crazy.
2019 says it's Zendara Lal. Who are you?
Daily Zion.
How we doing Fendip?
I don't know what to find.
D1 Go.
Search the
WSG
observatory.
Bro,
Is this the observatory, brother? Like,
G says she. I might just check it out.
yeah, bro. I mean, if you already have it, like, if you don't have to pay for it. Plus, if you're on Steam and you put it in your wish list, it's like $7 and maybe like 10.
How we doing K-Cam? V-Bucks is getting spicy. Jose Ramirez says Zion. How we doing Bryant Cruz? How we doing Zenny Boy? How we doing Jordan? How we doing Go?
It don't suit me then like before. They don't suit me like they did before. Alright, we might just have to ignore this side mission, bro.
How we doing?
There's really
Jordan
not
Tyson
like nowhere
Lover
to
says
go.
Zion wide.
Investigate the origin of the signal.
How we doing Diego Flores?
I feel like there's a way.
Spicy.
Like, am I making that up, bro? There's no way to
How we doing
scan? I guess not. Alright. Fuck it. Moving on. That was long enough wasted on this.
How we doing Owen?
Saved by you. It don't suit me there. I guess we do the DLC. Let's go. I pretty much did everything on like the main game, except for this one side mission that's not working, so we'll move on to the DLC.
How we
And
doing
waging
Scout
wars. It don't suit me like before. It don't suit me like before. Don't suit me like before. It don't suit me like before. You have items in your
Ray
mailbox.
says,
Right?
what's your favorite Thanksgiving food? How we doing Junior says I.
My favorite Thanksgiving food. I feel like you've already asked this, but my favorite Thanksgiving food is stuffing and gravy with some cranberry on the side.
Brendan Hazel. How we doing, Tyler? How we doing, Bobby?
You wake my mother.
Poyfair1 says, yo, what game is that? How we doing, PRNC?
This is the Division 2. Silver Dragon.
How we doing, King? Bobby with the 2L says, do people in public ever mistake you for how we doing?
It's happened now and again. Doesn't often happen though. Says my mother.
How we doing?
Do I have a better sub? Are you like? Oh, okay. So this one is better. How do you compare them?
How we doing?
Compare. Compare the one in your hand.
How we doing?
So this one is better. Yes. Doesn't give you as much
Ray
boosted
says, do
core
you find it
damage.
annoying
but
when people call
it's
you
not
Zion
bad.
doing tree soul?
Nah, brother. Yeah, so can I like Marcus?
How we doing the shrooms?
Marquez. How do you Marcus drunk? Marcus drunk
Isolated says
LT. Okay.
Zion.
Then do I have a better sniper? Do I
How
have a
we
better
doing, Mason
AR?
Devliming?
Says, it's kind of bad. All right. This shit looks tough though.
How we doing?
Bro,
Ray?
even this is lower. It's level 40. I
Kanye
guess I got
West
better
Superman
things than
7
that.
says, do people
I
ever
don't-
mistake you for Zion and Ublik?
Nah.
How we doing, Park?
Is this an AR or a sub? No, I gotta move the chat, bro. Oh, it's just an AR. Okay, that's why.
How we doing, Alexander?
I need a better pistol. I haven't gotten a better, like this pistol's 25, bro. I'm like level 40 almost, not 34, but still. My pistol.
Kanye West
My
Superman
pistol is
7
super under
says, what
level.
if Zion sat on you? Steve-O the First says, Francis Nagonin.
What if, dude?
How we doing, Sam?
All right, we're gonna mark everything else as junk. Circle sign, and she was
How we doing,
standing
Lizzie?
at the door. Our pace was quickened to her floor. There was a
Kanye West
single
Superfan 7
fading
says,
light,
yo mama
and
and
there
yo
was
daddy boy.
silk all on
Mo
the
says,
wall.
Freaky Z,
She
what's up?
had a lot of love to give. I was Oh, what's
B1
this?
Up says, we know it's you, Zion. How we doing, isolated?
Shotgun. I haven't really tried the shotguns. All right, let's not delete the shotguns, actually. This is a sniper? Light machine gun.
How we
I never
doing,
used a
Dr.
light
Mac
machine
and
gun.
Brock Palmer 15 says, Russell Westbrook.
Your body to the bed.
B1 Jackson Dark Glazer says, sub Zion.
Do
How we
this.
doing, Eric?
Okay, so these are all my subs. Okay. All right, let me compare it to this AR. All right.
How we doing, Gavin B?
I can't switch it? Bruh. Oh, because I'm not level 40. All right, well,
Byron
what's
says,
mine?
Francis.
All right, let's use this one. All right, compare. That's
How we doing,
trash.
Malik?
It's trash.
B1 Up says, you're still
Okay,
hunching
put
on
the
Mariah
shotgun
Mills.
on.
Jamesy Boo says, Brew, you
And
look like
what
Angel
did
Reese.
you do next? I have a smile
doing, Kanye West
reminding
Super?
that I paid her well. Her lips returned, and then I felt her hands. Song is goated.
How we doing,
No one
Sub?
knows the song like ever. I've never met someone else who knows the song.
Uncle Cash says, Zion. How we doing, T loading?
Break and bind your soul to me.
How we doing, a cat
This
smoke?
one has more damage. Is it the same thing?
How we doing, Brock Palmer?
I wish the ammo capacity was justified, but it's not. All right. Can I go sell? Can I go sell? Bro, you the all right? Sell junk. How do you sell junk?
How we doing,
Inventory.
Carter? Braden says, have you played Resurgence yet?
Sell junk. Sell junk. Resurgence like
Reeves Cat says
like
Francis
COD
Rivera.
Resurgence, or is there a Resurgence
How we
mode in this
doing,
game?
Byron?
I've only ever played COD Resurgence. I'm not sure what other kind of Resurgence there is.
Braden
I
says
broke
no to
a
Division
smile.
mobiles.
Oh, dude, I didn't even know there was a Division mobile.
How we doing, Molly Poverty? How we doing, Uncle Cash? Braden says, Dud D, it's so fun. You gotta try it out. The DZ is insanely fun.
Yeah,
How we doing, ROOP?
bet. I'm down to play it. I sometimes play mobile games on stream, so
Strike
down,
all
check it
plans,
out.
says Zion Williamson. How we doing, Dan Collects?
there's a way
JM2 says
sometimes that you can like
Pelicans are
link
better
your controller
record.
to
Austin Malott says
to
Zion
play
Williamson fell
the
off.
mobile game with controller, and
How we
just makes
doing,
you
Jack?
so broken.
Braden says Ema followed you, bro. You seem mad chill.
Yeah, man. All these kids coming here talking nonsense, and I'm like, bro, drop a follow, or else what are you doing here? Like, I don't want you here if you're not trying to support, bro. Go somewhere else. Just being a parasite, like,
Jose
trying to
Guerrero
drain
is
my
getting
energy.
Spicy. Nick says yo Zion. How we doing, Emery?
Dark as hell. Window in hell.
How we doing, Nicholas? Braden says, oh yeah, the DZ is insane. If you aren't using a controller in the DZ, any Rouge agent is running through. Deza38 Baby says, my bad, I thought you was Zion. I am Ray, so crazy.
Yeah, I'm down to check it out, bro. Still news
How
to
we
me
doing,
that it even
Ventura?
exists. TBH.
Iman says Zion Dickinson. How we doing, Strika? All plats. How we doing, Josham? Braden is getting spicy. All it's gonna do is boost you on the algorithm. The love and hate both work in your favor. How we doing, Desert?
Yeah, that's why, bro. I've said it a million times. It doesn't bother me, bro. It's just giving me a ton of engagement numbers. That's all.
How we doing, JX?
I just can't help but discipline the kids when I see a need for them to be
Doing
disciplined.
Street Chef. Iman says nobody hating Lil Bro. How we doing, Occupy?
Oh, here comes another one. Is this only something when I die? I know in my life I've done things well, trying to do things right. And long, long road and try as I might, I can make it in.
How we doing,
So,
Astros?
like, these are upgrades or like skill attachments? I don't really know what these things do, bro.
How we doing, LL Pipel?
Can I
Zell
put one
says
on my
Goku,
drone?
Nah.
You can't select them.
How we doing, Cars Nat?
All right, we're just gonna sell the stuff to this guy, man.
Looking to deal?
How we doing, ST King?
I'm happy to take all this. Glad we got that settled.
We've got a new skill for you. Which one do you
How
want?
we doing, Christian? Zell says the Pelicans need you. How we doing? Worldwide Key
know in my life I've done
He says
things
Francis is
well,
with you.
trying to do things right. In the long dark
Joel
road,
says yo, I dead. How we
trying
Francis and
to
Donnie or Zion?
to the golden light.
GM Tyrone says bro looks like Zion. How we doing, man? Zell says Zion Williamson. How we doing TTOMS?
I'm not really sure what the point of crafting is in this game. Like,
How we doing
what
Joel?
are you crafting? Like, why
Connor
can't I
says
get that,
Zion
bro?
Wide. How we doing Zell?
Later.
All right, let's go to the DLC. Been waiting long enough.
How we doing the question? How we doing Keith? Connor says that's wild. How we doing Vika? How we doing Ultra Savage? How we doing Jude? Connor says sorry for calling you Zion, thought you was. How we doing Rich Jonesy? How we doing Chent?
It's kind of nice. It's kind of nice, I'm not going to lie. This one, though, or this one? Hmm?
How we doing Connor?
Ooh.
How we doing? How we doing? How we doing Real Dealo? How we doing Trey?
You know what? Let's...
MG says Zion ah. How we doing what's up? How we doing Lil TJ? How we doing Elizander? How we doing Scram Degree? Riteu Gude says Francis NGANO. No Limit MJ says Zion look mad annoying. Daniel says Wade Zion.
Hope you're ready to go to New York.
How we doing Judge?
Boost? Warning, you won't be able to access this character on other platforms. Trying
How we
manhunt.
doing Dunder Mifflin is the name. Michael says Zion got a new head coach. No Limit MJ says oh shit.
Bro, boost what, bro? There's not
Jordan
any
says
more
Jesus
missions
is
even
God.
on here, bro.
Repent and believe the gospel. I love you. Riteu Gude says why you trying not to laugh Francis NGANO.
The evangelists, man. The
Daniel says
evangelists are
Zion,
always
how
after
we
me.
doing, Roy?
They're like, repent, Spice, repent. We know you're up to no good. I'm like, my fault, dog.
How we doing Owen? How we doing Taco? How we doing DD? How we doing Michael?
What's the difference between these? Can I just, like, access these places, or
How we doing Max?
how does that work? The story's kind of all over the place, bro. Like,
How we doing Jay?
what am I supposed to do?
How we doing, Alex? Snappy says Zion.
I heard I'm just bored.
This is why we need Yahiko here, bro. He knows what to do. He's played this game like a million times.
How we doing the hood good? How we doing Ben Holcomb?
Friendly control point nearby.
How we doing Star? How we doing Christian? How we doing CH?
I sold my sub? No.
Tic Tac
No.
says Zion. How we doing?
No way. No way. Bruh. Bruh. Oh, that's...
How we
Dude.
doing QLLAXLL? How we doing Edwin?
Civilians are not permitted to carry firearms.
Tic Tac Toc says respect to for not muting Zion. LMA. How we doing Run It?
Where's my sub, bro?
How we doing Torik Turner?
Bro. Oh. No, man.
How
No.
we doing JoJo?
That's fucked up. That's so tough. Damn, well.
Days Dan says do a 360 windmill.
Ah, that's annoying. Damn, bro.
How we doing Ty?
Glad we got
Damn, that was
set.
my best gun. Fuck. Damn. Damn, bro.
How we doing Phase Dan?
That's so tough. That's so tough. Well,
Phase Dan says best teammate. How we doing Diablo?
there you have it.
How we doing Jared?
I've got a good thing.
Diablo is
gonna
getting
do
spicy.
it.
Ray says glad I am not the only one who thought this was Zion for a second. How we doing Cloud? Jaceus literally him says Zion Williamson. How we doing VGHJMKLN? How we doing John? Phase Dan says nah FRI thought it was Zion. Joshua says Zion stream now. CH says Justin Bieber. How we doing I3 White Toes Mez0 says UWSG Zion I am back. How we doing Ribsicles? How we doing Leo VDEC? Phase Dan says how often do you get called Zion in public? Kamui Woods says Zion Williamson. How we doing Ray? How we doing Jaceus literally? Phase Dan says are you taller than Zion? How we doing KS? JRD Frost says I wonder if he knows he looks like Zion. How we doing Max? Undefined authority says injured again Zion. How we doing Josh? Phase Dan says bro no Zion. How we doing
I can't believe I lost my sub, bro, because I sold it. That's actually so annoying. So annoying.
Phase Dan says Zion long lost brother. How we doing at White Toes Met Zero? JR Du Bronx says why doesn't he address the Zion accusations? How we doing from Louis Woods? Undefined Authority says you was going crazy in high school Zion. How we doing DJM? How we doing LX? How we doing Jose? JR Du Bronx says does he know who looks like Zion? How we doing Blue Skies? FaZe Dan says too locked in to discuss the Zion situation. CH says I don't think so. How we doing Undefined Authority? Connor says Francis Ngannou. How we doing Vicente? Adam says when are you going to get rid of Zion? Jose Trills says Zion. How we doing Mo? Connor says Francis Ngannou. FaZe Dan says guys he doesn't have a Z on his haircut, I don't think it's him. Adam says Bernie Mac. Zion Williamson looking
Detected.
off.
Nearby location.
Cadden
Guarded
says
by
when are you getting
hostiles.
traded Zion? David says Zion. How we doing Sam? Connor says Bernice Mac. Jose Trills says nah, that gotta be Zion. How we doing Mr. Meow? FaZe Dan says best gumbo in the city, please let us know. How we doing Playboy? CH says retirement must be nice. David says Zion, you gotta stop eating bro, the Pelicans need you. How we doing?
Covering. He's flanking.
Adam says a date. Jose Quill says Zion, please. Connor says white music. FaZe Dan says how many baby mamas does Zion have?
I'll cover you.
I'll get behind you.
Hostiles flag on board. Detected.
David says Zion doing anything but playing
Answer
basketball.
me. Hit him again.
How we doing Jose Trills? How we doing David? How we doing FaZe Dan says do you play
He's
as
taught
yourself?
how to walk in a pack,
Luke,
shoot
Ben
in the
says Zion.
back with his fist in a clinch. Too
How we doing
Too
that
much.
love bad B?
too high, need it. Like a dog. Oh shit, I'm gonna die, I'm gonna die, I'm gonna die. Fuck.
Immediate medical assistance needed.
Attack, bro. Damn.
Detecting additional hostile contacts.
Buried from the belly caught.
DPR says instead of training for the new season, you
They
wanna game.
lower him down
How
as
we
they
doing, Joe Wise?
can. Oh shit. Shadowy sun. Sets
Who says
on the
Rose an
one
NFL
and
player?
fire the one.
They're moving on the way.
Oh.
Serious trauma detected.
Jack Valero says Will Zion is
Hostiles detected.
Fuck. No.
Agent killed.
How we doing the woo? Two says Yosei an NFL player for an edit. FaZe Dan says wow Zion got injured at Eric's. How we doing Aiden S?
It's already cold, man. I don't like being solicited for
Two
things.
says GNG say the NFL player PLZZZ. How we doing?
I don't like
today?
being solicited for things. Your doorstep.
Phase Dan is getting spicy.
Innocence, but it will not steal
How we
your
doing
substance.
DPR?
You are not alone.
How we doing?
Detected. From the control point in proximity.
Jack Olero says you might hurt your fingers playing video games.
Come on! I'll cover you!
Oh shit! What the hell is that? Oh what the? Oh what the? What the fuck? Who is this? Who are you? Oh yo, he's got mad HP. Oh. Relax.
Sunfish uses 5 says thought disc.
All right, maybe the machine guns is where it's at.
WILMSL.
TBH.
How we doing Nico
None of them
Forbes?
left. Should start heading back.
These are what make men
Phase
great.
Dan says the
His
enemy team has
ladder to the stars. You are not alone in this. You are not alone in this. As brothers, we will still. Huh? The front or back? The front? Okay.
Says you Zion hop off the game and play basketball.
We showed him!
Can't believe this
How
shit's
we
happening.
doing Zach? How we doing AI Central? How we doing Zola say so?
How many hyenas did you kill today?
How we doing Carter?
Your choice, I heard it take shape in your voice and your words are true. This
How we
is
doing?
it, this is it, and again, take them to you.
How we doing DMACVRS alt?
This is it, this is it, this is it, this is it, Kenneth.
Brodoskian says good PFP. Shinra says Francis Ngannou. How we doing Joseph?
With no apology.
How we doing How we doing Creeps X? 6-0 says Zion Williamson.
Take shape in your voice and you're doing something good.
How we doing everything shot down?
Take a fix.
6-0 says Zion Williamson looking off. How we doing Jacob Arroyo?
Classified assignment location.
John says
Detected.
anything but getting ready for next season.
Wow, that's Air Force One. That's
How we
crazy.
doing Cole? Delguop says Lion Williamson. MJ2K says bro you're not all that. How we doing Ella says NGANU or Zion.
Apology. 2K, I'm not gonna lie, that always makes me laugh,
How
man.
6-0 says Emo Zion.
2K, I'm gonna need you to keep my
Delguop says
ego in
DPH
check
Zion.
when I blow up and act like I don't know nobody.
DD0 How we doing 3 says Zion. Is that you?
Oh man.
How we doing O? Whippy Snappy says how tall are you?
Reinforcements incoming.
How we doing D?
Frag out!
LVNE says Zion WSG. Willow says Zion Williamson. Is that you? How we doing?
Oh,
How we doing?
what the?
Bugs and Bro Hardman?
Why are you right here, bro?
Gotta shake you up throat.
How we doing, CJ? How we doing, Whippy Snappy?
It came down to a choice. I heard it take shape.
Locke says it's like
Yeah, it came out of nowhere.
you at a sun.
Reinforcements in place.
Oh, you were with a client
Says
when it
process
started?
NGANOU.
Detecting additional hostile contacts.
How we doing, Seth?
Chat, listen to this song. This is I feel like it applies to you guys. Listen.
Guess I'm solo.
How we doing, SS?
Help!
Heavily armored hostile
How
detected.
we doing, Patrice?
Putting grenades on target.
How we doing, Sebas? How we doing, WSG?
We took care of business here.
How we doing, Ibrahim?
Supply room access unlocked.
Forget my name and I'll forget it too. Feel the temps that live in simple lives, simple lives. All what keeps me coming back to you.
How we doing, Joel LL?
That's fine. Me and the lady just chatted. The partner is trying to change the site. So she probably won't have a student next year. So we probably won't be working together, but she's cool. We just talked about like what it's like living in the city and like the struggles that kids and parents deal with these days with phones and distractions and the terrors of being exposed to every horrible thing in the world via social media.
How we doing, Dane? S. How we
And
doing,
if you
Lock
see
Therapy?
me, please just walk on by, walk on by.
How we doing, Melting Face? How we doing, Rubeta?
So the lyric that I wanted y'all to focus on in particular in that song, it goes, "The drones all slave away. They're
Operator
working
says Francis
overtime.
Ngannou.
They serve a faceless queen. They never question why."
How we doing? SJ Just I Say says bye Zion.
It's like a fruitless effort because like if you don't understand what the words mean, if your reading comprehension is
How
too
we
low
doing, man?
to make
Operator
sense of
says
it, it
Zion
really
Elliott.
doesn't matter. And unfortunately, I fear that that is the case for many people who come across my streams.
How we
What is the answer, Chad? I don't know. I truly do not know. Because the thing about ignorance is that you don't know you're ignorant.
Suzuki Postal says you watch basketball, big bro.
I do watch basketball. We just started the stream watching the Spurs and OKC highlight. Is the guy alive? Oh, what the hell?
How we doing, operator?
Oh no, he's damn.
Suzuki Postal says game of the year.
Bro, that's what everyone was saying, and like
Look-alike months.
I might
How we doing?
I might agree, bro. It was a crazy game. It was a crazy game. They play their hearts out. I mean, yeah. So just Just a great game, all in all, dude.
Carlos
I mean,
says
this
game wasn't all day.
this series looks like, you know, it's spelling to be an interesting series for sure. And here's the contrarian in the room. The game wasn't all that. Like, okay, Mr. Basketball Expert, what are you, like 12?
How we doing? Operator says keep streaming, bro. Ema give you a follow.
Appreciate you, man.
How we doing, Connor? Hey, Carlos says I mean 7'5" guy dunking and scoring.
This guy.
Right, that's basketball.
Greg says Juju
So, is it not?
running.
Hostile broadcast picked up.
I bet you if I
Chucky says Zion.
asked you to defend your opinion right now, you wouldn't be able to. You wouldn't be able to make an argument as to justify the opinion that you hold.
Started stream, JD. Big
Like,
Billy says
I will put my entire life on that,
Carlos
bro.
says I would.
Okay, do it. Defend your opinion. Defend your stance as to why that wasn't a good basketball game. Go ahead.
How we doing, DA Damon? Jordan says Francis.
Make an
Carlos says,
argument.
I mean it's expected.
That's not an argument. That's a statement. See what I'm saying? You guys are fucking
How we
idiots.
doing, Big Philly? Vital Plug says Zion.
That's not an argument as to why it wasn't a good game. Saying it's expected to be a good game is not an argument against it being a good game. We were talking about the game between the Spurs and OKC game 1 and how a lot of people are regarding it as like one of the best basketball games they've seen in a long time, or maybe ever. And this kid is like, the game is not all that. So I'm like, all right, bet, like, defend your stance. And he can't. He's like, it wasn't a good game. It was decent. It's glazing. I'm like, that's not an argument to support your point. Honestly, I like knew he wouldn't be able to, but you would think like making it so obvious that he doesn't know how to argue would be enough to get him to like
MG
shut
says
up
sorry
and
for calling you Zion.
try to figure it out. But
Hasby says Zion.
that's hoping too much.
How we doing, the Vital Plug? Lark says, do you miss playing with Duke? Micah says Zion.
Carlos,
Carlos
just
says,
for
I
the
mean,
record,
all
Carlos.
right, like I called it terrible.
Carlos, just for the record, nope. That wasn't the point. Just for the record, you still haven't defended your point. You haven't made an argument
How we
to defend
doing,
your
Big
point.
Slice?
I told you you couldn't.
Coach says it, Carlos. What would
I'm
make a
right
good
because
game?
you still haven't done it. So much for you having opinions that matter when you can't defend them.
Carlos says my point is the game wasn't all that.
That's not a point. That's a statement. You don't even know what a point is. Defend it. A point is an argument. A point is a conclusion derived from an argument. You have conclusion, but you have no argument to defend the conclusion. Make an argument to defend your conclusion.
It was game 6 or 7.
That's not an argument, bro. That's not an argument. This is what I'm saying, bro. You kids come in here and you just start popping off at the lip, and you just don't know what the fuck you're talking about. And it's not even that your opinion is wrong or invalid. It's that you don't even know why you think the thing you think.
How we doing, Lark?
You're not trying to make an argument. It's not that you're not trying to make an argument. You can't. You just said you would. And then I poked holes in all the dumb things you said, and you're like, now I'm not trying to make an argument.
How we doing?
Shut up. Shut up. One thing I hate about, and like I'm gonna sound like an old ass man, but whatever, bro. Like I don't give a fuck. One thing I hate about the younger generation is that y'all are so pompous and confident because you have all this information at your disposal, but your ability to discern the information and sort of make sense of it is abysmal. And so you just have a ton of things coming at you, but you can't make sense of it, and you can't structure it in any sensible way. And so you just say a lot of things without saying anything of substance.
Carlos says you're not over than 20 years. Decoded 15 says that Carlos, you're watching his stream.
Exactly. You're watching my stream, bro. Like, what do you mean? I'm not making you be here. You're choosing to be here. Like, what are you talking about? Oh my God. Here cussing at me and making me look dumb. You do look dumb. I'm not making you look dumb. This is what I'm saying. You look dumb. You should like think about why you look dumb and figure out how to look less dumb. Instead of being mad at me for asking you questions and asking you to defend the things you say. Ask me any question, bro. I'll defend everything I've ever said in my fucking life and make an argument as to why. Learn how to make your brain work properly, bro. Instead of saying random shit in my chat, bro. Y'all are mad annoying. And this is the thing. I always said, the Zion comments don't annoy me. I don't give a fuck about that. It's people being stupid. You know why that annoys me? Because stupidity is fucking dangerous. Stupidity is fucking dangerous, bro. I'm sorry. Stupidity is dangerous. It's dangerous as fuck. When you're stupid, people can take advantage of you and get you to support dangerous things. Shit's mad annoying, bro. See, now his feelings are hurt. Now his feelings are hurt.
Ab111158 says Zion.
Y'all are so frustrating, bro. Y'all are so frustrating. Anyway, moving on. It's neither here nor there. Anyway, like I said, the comments don't piss me off. They don't bother me. I barely hear them. It's the stupidity and the entitlement. Because that shit is a cancer. It's a cancer, bro. If you don't cultivate your mind, you get taken advantage of, so your life becomes horrible, and they like manipulate you to help them make other people's lives horrible. And it's like, all right, we're just stuck in this infinite trap because people don't mind being fucking stupid.
Coach says, was this the best game won in NBA history? D1 Valentino says Zion.
I don't know about best game in NBA history, but I watched the game and I thought it was a pretty solid game. Like, as I was watching, I was like, okay, I see why people are hyping this up so much. This is a great game. Like, they're going back-to-back, steals, blocks, threes, hard layups, nice passes, like, just left and right. Every single play is a big play. And I'm like, okay, solid game.
Mark says a coach game 7-2016 clears NGL. Decoded 15 says that Carlos clearly did some bravo, but it's ALR, we all annoying. How we doing, Kai? Verb says you, it's Zion.
I hope they pull through because I like a Spurs win more than I like a OKC win.
Exactly, I didn't. Don't know P1 meter says thought bro was Zion Williamson. Lark says a coach my bad mate.
Yeah, I just feel like Spurs winning would be a little bit more interesting. Like, I mean, also OKC getting another one would also be interesting, but people hate Shea. People hate Shea, bro. They hate him. And all right, so I haven't seen a ton of OKC games, so I can't really say much about all the hate Shea or the Shea hate. But I watching that highlight, he was holding like crazy. He was holding like crazy, and no one called in. Like yes, that happens in basketball, but his arms were like wrapped around this guy while he was trying to set a screen. I'm like, that's a little egregious, bro. Like, that's a little egregious to me, bro. Like, if your arms are wrapped around the defender while they're trying to set a screen, like that feels a bit egregious. But no one called it, so maybe I see a little bit about where the Shea hate's coming from. And like, you can't really hate him for that because, like, it's not his job to call fouls on himself. It's the ref's job. So if the refs aren't calling a foul, that's on the NBA. That's not on him. Like, honestly, if I'm him, I'm going to get away with what I can get away with in a game like that, bro. And if the refs are not calling it, shit, bro, you got to talk to the refs about that. The refs ain't calling it. But they definitely should. Like, Shea was doing some egregious things out there. I was like, no way. But again, that's not on him, man. That's the refs. That's the refs. The refs got to call that. The refs got to call that. That's not on him.
Youngin 256 says do it clap when you watch. Luokizi says nah Shane whistle is wild, that's why I hate that squad. Decoded 15 says I'm falling on that late layup with no call, had me laughing NGL.
Yeah. I think part of it is like he moves in such a way that just looks basketball proper, if that makes sense. The way he moves looks like how a basketball player should move. So I think it's easy to like feel like what he's doing is legal, but nah, man, this man had his arms wrapped around the defender, pulling him back as he's trying to set his screen. I was like, what the fuck is that? Shit was crazy.
Supply drop claimed. All crates are now.
But the refs didn't call it. The refs didn't call it, so.
Supply drop successful.
EVL carry? How we doing, Joe Y? How we doing, Noah?
Dude, I won't be able to use any of this footage as clips because I'm playing this music so loud. I should lower it. But the song's fire, bro.
Sample Beast says, so this what Zion be doing in the offseason. How we doing, Malik? Next door are off.
Did I level up?
How we doing?
Oh, I'm level
Anthony
35.
US?
All right, I have 5 more levels to go before I'm 40.
Jaguar says, Zion, are you getting traded?
Am I getting traded?
Unknown
I don't play
Vendetta says
basketball,
Wemby
so.
does not like Chet Lall.
But this song is gas. Man, I might have to put the volume up.
How we doing?
Shit.
YESEEALL.
Hold on, Chad. Hold on. This is Mr. John himself.
How we doing? I am staying sane. The Sample Beast says, what % of the comments be calling you Zion, bro? Adam says Zion.
90%. Lonely out in
How we doing, Sloppy Cupcake?
space.
Jagler says, yo, what's Zion?
Let's check.
Adam How we says, doing, the Zion, Sample how are the
Oh,
Beast? Pelicans gonna do next year?
Think it's gonna be a
How we
long,
doing,
long
Peter
time till touchdown brings me round again to find I'm not the man they think I am at home. Oh no, no,
How we
no.
doing? Jaguar says,
I'm
Zion,
a
are you
rocket
ever going to win a ring?
man.
The Sample Beast says,
Rocket
play into it and
man.
build a brand for sure. Stream
Burning all the
2K.
things I
Friendly control point
hear.
detected.
How we doing, Coach?
It's gonna be a long, long time till
How we
touchdown
doing, Goku
brings me
Solos?
round again to find I'm not the man they think I am at home. Oh no, no, no. I'm a rocket man. Rocket man. Burning out his fumes out here alone.
How we doing, Lil Money Life? Alex Bona 7 says, Zion Williamson.
Find a place to raise a kid.
How we doing, Nick Rosalia?
Back as cold as
Lil Broccoli
hell.
says, Zion.
And there's no one there
How we doing,
to
Nick
raise them. If you did. Oh, it's like a training exercise? Alright.
How we doing, Thomas Bradley? JR Du Bronx says, I wonder if he knows
I
he looks
don't
like Zion.
understand.
How we doing, Trick? says
5
Zion
days
is
a
the you.
week. A rocket man.
How we doing, Sam?
Rocket man.
How we doing,
It's
Mayo?
gonna be a long, long time to touchdown. Holy shit. The man they think I am at home. Oh no, no, no. I'm a rocket man. Rocket man.
Hostiles detected.
How we doing, M. Berkey?
It's so chill, bro. Listening to some Rocket Man, shooting some bad guys in third person. It's a good time.
The Sample Beast is getting spicy. Dylan says, hello.
Not the man they think I am. What's up, Dylan?
S says,
Incoming hostiles
"If you
detected.
answer right, I'll give a
I'm
galaxy.
a rocket man.
Bill Brockway is getting
Right
spicy
answer.
blood.
Right answer, he says.
Saying that all three
The fact that Curry's in the conversation tells me you don't know what you're talking about. But the answer is obvious, and it's LeBron. Holy shit, I'm about to die.
Detecting additional hostile contacts.
Should probably use this, huh?
Hostiles opening a supply drop.
How we doing, Oki?
Incoming hostiles detected.
No, dude, what? Fuck me.
That's another 2 for 4. DJ says Zion, why you
Shit,
not on
shit,
the
shit,
court?
No. No.
Even Love
No.
says looking like
Supply
Francis.
drop.
Oh my god.
How we doing, Lurkin Swedge?
Friendly control point nearby.
Oh, no. Where? Where is he? Where is he? Show yourself.
Logan
Show yourself,
says
show
Zion
yourself.
speed.
No.
Hostiles opening a supply drop.
How we doing?
Come on, bro. Where's my shield? God damn.
How we doing, Mellow?
Chill out. Piss me off. All right, let's go. We did it, Char. We did it.
Hayden O'Connor says, is this Zion? How we doing, Jan? John sees you says
Supply
Zion
drop
hi.
claimed.
How we doing, Groove and Body?
All right, we're gonna lower the song a little bit.
How we doing, Get'ems? Nico says, fun time, Zion Williamson. How we doing?
This is "Look at the Sky" by Porter Robinson. This song, I came across it right when I needed it, and like really helped me through some dark
Supply
times.
drop claimed.
How we doing?
All crates are now empty. Supplies dropped successfully.
How we doing, FRANK? Says Zion Williamson off. How we doing, Hezzy GT?
Whoa, how did you get all? Yo, what?
Alodera says Zion. How we doing?
Oh, cause I died,
Dave
right?
Says fun time,
I
Francis.
died.
How we doing, Tommy Pickles?
All right, what are the odds I stay
Jiminy
alive,
Joe
chat?
says, how long have you been streaming games for? How we doing, Face Step?
I've been on for like an hour and 50 minutes. I'm gonna switch to Final Fantasy. I just wanted to get some Division in. I'm also gonna get back on
Jiminy
Arc
Joe says,
Raiders.
how many years?
How many years? I've been streaming for a year. I thought it was
Says ignoring all
2.5,
comments,
but
bruh.
no. I started streaming 2 years ago, but I wasn't
King David
consistent.
says
I was
you
just
look
trying to
like
figure
Zion
out the
Williamson,
tech,
bro.
and then I became consistent like roughly a year ago, like more like 10 months. And it's been pretty good. I like went through a wave of getting suspended and banned like every week.
Mari says, how tall are you?
Mostly for talking
Cameron
about
Flamey
the
says,
Zionists.
whoever got that you look like Khalil Mack Road.
But and this is when I like would read a lot of news, but I've stopped reading the news as much and started reading books more, so I can inform my perspective a bit more. And I feel like watching the news just like makes you depressed and
How we doing,
you feel like defeated, but you can educate yourself about kind of the history around these issues.
How we doing?
Feels I didn't quit Ark, I just don't play it as much. I won't be much. Oh wait, is this how I'm supposed to get inside?
RSG says, why are you so beautiful?
Oh yo, do I even want to do this right now?
How we doing,
Bruh,
Bungo Bungo?
how does this work? The decontamination zone, known as dark zone, are dangerous areas. Civilians are advised to avoid them.
Gemini Joe says
All right.
the news does make people depressed, man. It's negativity, David.
Yeah, it's negativity, and you're not informed in a way that allows you to like
Racial slurs
do
and
anything
bullying
about
is
it.
never
It's
news
not
to
like,
some.
oh, look at this horrible thing that's going on. Here's what you and your neighbor can do to like make the world a better place. It's like horror, horror, horror. Feel bad, scary, scary. The world is scary. You should be scared all the time. And it just keeps people on edge, keeps them paranoid, keeps them distracted, keeps them divided.
How we doing? Jay says
nonsense.
Racial underscore slur. How we doing, Luke?
What's up, DP? Thanks for the gift, man.
Jackson Rolling says you Zion Williamson. 2 King David says bro, you're Zion Williamson's doppelganger.
Well, I'm older than him, so he would be my doppelganger. Look at the sky. All right, I think we're gonna switch.
Gemini Joe says
This is
we
pretty
don't
good.
want to hear people die every day. I'd rather hear a happy story. 2 King David says nice.
Yeah, I mean, I don't really care for like
How we doing, Carlos?
happy or sad stories, but I think people need to know how to improve their situations. I think that's what's most important, and the news doesn't do that. And it actually avoids things that helps inform people about how to improve their situations, right? It pushes these bootstrap narratives about like working super hard until you become a billionaire, which is a fucking fallacy. It's impossible. But if people think that, they'll just keep working until they work themselves to the bone, to an early grave. Okay. So I'm gonna play 15 because it's kind of intimidating me now, and I think when that happens, that means I should face it and play it. But I've been really liking Rebirth, and I think I'm liking it even more because I've started to figure out the combat, but I haven't really figured out the combat for 15. So we're gonna play 15.
Gemini Joe says streaming Rivals today too. How we doing, Michael Fowl?
Probably won't be doing Rivals today. Nah. They tell it so well.
How we doing, Ethan? 1-2 says, is there literally any way a person who works a normal job to get $1 billion?
Nope, it's
Ray
not
says,
possible.
My boy Zion, what's good, fan? Starro says
They want people to believe that they can work themselves to being a part of the oligarchy. And if they believe that, they'll defend the system even though it doesn't work for them and it exploits them.
How we doing, Brody Hunt?
And you see it all the time. You see people who work and live paycheck to paycheck defending this system that literally slowly kills them. The propaganda works like a charm, baby. I posted a video talking about the power of norms and how they work to kind of build this sense of cohesion around particular social things that we then take for granted and don't question. We accept them as sort of these facts of life, these sort of physical constructs. What's up, brother?
Raven's Flock says, is that Zion Williamson? How we doing, Lowe's? How we doing, Reg? 1-2 says, I heard it would take thousands of years to make $1 billion normally or some. LV Roman 1 says,
it would take, thousands of years to make $1 billion, and also the people who have that much money cannot spend it.
How we doing, Christian?
It's just a sickness. It's a sickness derived from the capitalist system, and people die because of it. We have no resource issue. We have no
Jackson Rolling says Zion.
There is no problem that's currently happening in our world that we don't have the know-how and resources to solve. The issue is that people stand in the way from them being solved. There's no point in what. Be more specific.
Jackson Rolling says Brew Pelicans need you to lock TF in.
Anyway, back to my point. Yeah, there's no resource issue. There's none of that. There's a distribution issue. No, there's no point. It's like an ego and power thing. The issue that we have is one of distribution,
User says over or
which is to
under
say
80% Zion.
the
SEA.
resources are not distributed in any sensible way,
How we
but
doing?
rather a small few hoard a ton of the resources, and people go without food, without the necessities of life, and they die because of it. And we are all sort of indoctrinated into this cowardice, into this fear, and we justify it into this stupidity where we've lost sight of our better senses, our morals and our actions don't align. Thoughts on Marx? I think Marx got it like 90%. I
How we
would
doing, D
I would
and
add that there ought to be room for a degree of stratification, a degree of
How we doing, just
inequality, not inequity, but inequality, which is to say that
says Zion versus
everyone has their
Brian
needs
Hilton.
met, everyone is taken care of,
K1NG Hellboy
but
says
there's still
Zion
room
Williamson
to
should
sort
hang out.
of work more and innovate to push society forward, but
How we doing?
that
Tiffany says, "Why are
stratification
you so
will
beautiful?"
be greatly limited, such that
JRAC0 says, "I
let's
thought
say
you were Zion Williamson."
the least paid person in
Lucas says
society
Zion
makes like
is me.
100K.
How we
The
doing,
most paid
Warren?
person will make like 500K, right? So that stratification right now is like 5 steps, as opposed to the degree of stratification we have right now, which is somebody can make like no money and be fucking dead in the streets, and another person can have billions of dollars. That is total insanity, even though we've all,
Incarnate
again,
Trust
we've
says
been
Zion
made
Mondo.
stupid and cowardly, so we justify it, though it makes absolutely no fucking sense. And people will stand 10 toes down to justify this insane system.
How we doing, Donnie TV?
Anyway, why is it not showing me continue game? Oh, you have to load? Okay.
Lucas says,
Which one is
Zion,
further
it's
in?
me. JRAC0 says, "Show me $1 million windmill." User says, "So you'd say you're a fan of socialism more than late-stage communism?" 1-2 says, "What would you do with a
No, I don't think what I'm
10-9 says,
describing
"Why are you so
is
beautiful?"
encapsulated by
Eric
socialism.
says, "Zion G."
Also, I don't know if we know what late stage communism would
K1NG Hellboy says,
entail.
"Zion."
I think
How we
I'm a
doing,
fan
JRAC?
of a mixed market economy that leans heavily communist with some socialist with some capitalist incentives. That's what I'm advocating for. A mixed market economy that leans heavily communist with some capitalist incentives.
My tummy's rumbling.
How we doing? 1-2 says, "What would
I
you
think
do with
that's
a
the
billion?"
answer. I wouldn't do anything. I wouldn't have it. Or if I had it, I
User
would
says, "That's fair."
distribute it and do so in such a way that would educate people
He says,
about
"You look like
the state of
Francis N.
society in their
J.
lives so that they can take control and feel empowered.
How we doing, AB?
Yeah, I think that's the best system. A mixed market economy, which we have right now, by the way. The United States is a mixed market
User says,
economy.
"There's
I know
truly
people
no
say
reason
it's
for
like
10 people to have $1 billion, much less one.
capitalist economy, but it's not capitalist.
says
You know, we
Brian
have
Mills
social
is your-
security, we have unemployment, we have
How we doing, Liam?
we have a
Yes.
ton of socialist core functions of our system. And it's necessary because capitalism left to its own devices would be sort of libertarianism, which is just a death cult, and it's unsustainable.
How we doing, mid-range
And
rim
the
robber?
capitalists recognize that capitalism left to its own devices is unsustainable, so they allow for a degree of socialist policies
Dexter B.
to subsidize the
It's
capitalist
nice to not have
machine.
to kill anything.
Honeycomb Honky 696,969 says, "Ha ha ha, zero political IQ." How we doing, JoJo? TYSC
Zero
48
political
days, but
IQ.
it's 22
I think I
minutes.
just
Zion.
offended this guy,
Zell says, "Is
and
this
instead
Final
of
Fantasy 16
arguing
52?"
against the point, he's throwing
Yo-Yo says, "Zion,
he's
you need to be
questioning my
practicing for next
credibility,
season."
my intelligence, without poking a hole in anything I've just said. So I'm gonna shit on the libertarians because they're fucking stupid, and this guy is
Gemini Joe
probably
says,
one.
"Bro, the guy is
And
mad, I think."
Fresh from the ocean.
Ray
let's
says,
see.
"Yeah."
Why are libertarians idiots? Because again, the philosophy is silly. The understanding of politics, systems, and humanity is just not there. Libertarianism basically says that enterprises and people should be entirely left to their own devices and should only be expected and required to support things that they see fit and believe in. Here's why that doesn't work. One, it ignores the part of reality that is the commons, which is to say there are resources out there that are common to everyone. Let's take the ocean, for example. The ocean is part of the commons, and we are dependent on it to exist. Let's say something disastrous was happening to the ocean, and we needed to clean it, or we would die. And a huge swath of the population said, "No, I don't actually care about the ocean. I don't like fish." And so they decided to not invest in that, and we all died as a result. Or let's take the more real example that happened, where there's this libertarian town, and folks decided they didn't want to pay for the trash to be taken out, and so the whole town went to shit because there was trash everywhere. There are things that we all need to invest in for our collective survival. That is the whole point of civilization. Without that, there is no civilization. And so libertarianism denies civilization. It's fucking absurd. But like this, every libertarian just came across that philosophy as a way of being a contrarian from like the prevailing political philosophies, be it conservative or liberal. And like they could kind of see that was bullshit, but their critical thinking skills, the tools that they had weren't developed enough to discern what might be a better alternative, and they stumbled upon libertarianism and just kind of ran with it without actually questioning it, because again, they can't do that effectively, and they're too stubborn to let that shit go, and so they fucking double down, though it's absurd. Like, I respect the capitalists more than the fucking libertarians, because though the capitalists are leading the death cult, at least it's a death cult that is more sustainable, because they understand they need some socialist policies for them to not kill themselves. The libertarians don't even understand that. They're like, no, fuck the socialist policies. Let's just do whatever the fuck we want. No rules, no regulations. Yeah, that's the best fucking example. You're an idiot. You're dumb. Like, what world do you live in? What world do you live in where you think no rules and regulations is the fucking way to go? You insane person. Democratic socialism is something that people say to people who are not politically aware, because anyone who's politically aware knows that socialism cannot exist without democracy. And so saying democratic socialism is like saying, like, I don't know, it's like, it's redundant. It's redundant.
Sleepy. Are we there yet?
Because of course it's democratic. It wouldn't be socialism if it wasn't democratic.
How are we doing, Emin?
I should have taken the car, bro.
Doing the goat.
Wait. Should I go back and get the car? I should go back and get the car.
Phase Dan says yes, that's why it's fully socialist, not fully democratic. Anthony Lansbury says, how much do PPL say you look like Zion Williamson? How are we doing, dumb prop?
Dude, that makes no sense. It has to be both. It can only, like, are you not hearing what I'm saying? It can only be one if it's the other. It can only be socialism if it's democratic. That shouldn't be a hard concept.
How are we doing, Anthony Lansbury?
That's it. What's what? I've come up with a new recipe.
Cuddy Dark says, don't let Zion have a
Yeah,
best
what we consider democratic socialism in America is just like,
Christopher McMahon says, what up, Zion?
it's the capitalist system that we have with a more robust, with like more robust social policies. That's all. They want a more robust mixed market economy, but still upholding the state of capitalism. That's all these quote unquote democratic socialists want. They're like, keep the capitalist imperial empire. Give me a more robust social safety net. That's their position. They don't say that because people won't go for it, because politicians don't just say exactly what they feel because they're fucking charlatans. Capitalism will never go away is an insane statement, and again, it's like ahistorical because it claims that like change is impossible, which denies all of human history. So I reject that. It doesn't make any sense. Also, if your claim is that we can't do anything about this one policy, and so or this one situation, and so we should like try this like lukewarm example. It's like, well, if you're gonna go for change anyway that's being greatly resisted, why go for like this half-ass version of it? Doesn't make any sense. That's defeatist.
Glad it's not weighing me down.
There's a podcast called Free, the Forum for Real Economic Emancipation, that's on YouTube. I would follow that channel and listen to it. Some books I would recommend is first Necessary Illusions by Noam Chomsky, because you need to understand that everything you know is a result of propaganda to keep you thinking exactly the way you think that supports the system. Two, I would read, I don't have any particular books because this was what I majored in, so I don't really remember all the text, but I would read books that help you understand the social context as a matter of change, as a matter of like being malleable, as opposed to this fixed thing. Like get you some kind of sociology book, because people don't understand that society is made up, that all the things they think are like fixed parts of life are just rules that we made up that were different in different times and different across different societies. And when people have an understanding of that, it's easier for them to understand that things can be changed and exactly how those changes might take place. But people do not understand society in those terms. How do I get out of the car, bro?
How we doing? How we doing, Zwet? Lou Turbo says this exactly how Scary Movie started.
That's funny.
How we doing, Bobby Portis fan? FaZe Dan says
It is
over time,
indeed all
arbitrariness
arbitrary.
Created systems. Tim says Zion too busy playing video games to make the playoffs. How we doing, Bunny?
It's all arbitrary and it's also all intentional. Leave the map exit, but it should be bottom. Yeah, but like, how do I leave like the car though?
Dan says, well, yes.
How do I leave the car?
Jersey Wildlife says Zion Williamson.
That I'm unsure of.
How we
Also,
doing, Prince of
was there a
Rockland?
place to
Tim
sleep?
says
Oh, this
Zion
is a
Williamson
mission.
collab.
Visit Hammerhead City and stuff. Is there?
Everybody,
Oh, I just pressed park.
FaZe Dan
I'm
says
confused,
blame the
chat.
Industrial Revolution for
There should be a nice
hypercapitalism.
change of pace.
The Industrial Revolution was the sort of beginning of capitalism as we understand it now. I don't remember how to fight. I don't remember how to fight. Shit. Oh, it's B. Fuck. Level 30. Oh, this is why they. Okay, yeah. Nope. We're gonna try again. That's why they say don't drive around at night. Got it.
Brandon Tubick says
Yeah,
Chick-fil-A
the
drivers.
Industrial Revolution gave us capitalism as we know it now. But like, what was the Industrial Revolution? It was just the capitalists creating better means of production and control. That's all. That's all it was. And so, of course, it exacerbated and sort of sped up capitalism. That was the point of it.
Higher minimum wages to drive all wages higher.
Yo, what's up, Great Black Hope?
Wagyu Hot Dog says Francis Ngannou.
I'm not against starting small. I support the Democratic Socialist because they get us closer to the situation I think is a better situation. But I think it needs to be a matter of you support the democratic socialists while also supporting people that draw them further to a mixed market communist system, because that is the answer. The answer is a mixed market communist system. It's communism with some capitalist policies. Communism with some capitalist policies is the answer. Right now we have capitalism with some socialist policies, and it's a fucking death cult. And you're like, oh, Spice, you're being hyperbolic. You're being alarmist by saying it's a death cult. You're just trying to like rile people up. No, I'm not trying to rile people up. Hundreds and thousands of people die every day because of capitalism. That's not an exaggeration. That's the reality of the situation. That's what happens. Look at Sudan. Look at Gaza. Look at all the homeless people. Look at all the unnecessary deaths because people don't have access to health care. Look at all the unnecessary ailments because we eat cheap food because they just want to slash their bottom lines and keep us fed enough to go back to work. It's not an exaggeration. It's the system as it exists.
FaZe Dan says, well, we must cut off Israel first of all. Mr. Fisherman 24 says Zion speaking facts. Jacob says peak game though.
This game is fire, man. What's up, dude?
Are we staying here?
Oh, we can stay here. Okay, let's stay here.
Israeli interests before American interests.
Welcome to the Mother of Pearl. What do you feel like having today?
How we doing, CT?
Well, they don't care about the American people. That's obvious. So we have to, like, it's not hard to understand the Israel situation. You have to understand how the interest of the powerful, like where the interests of the powerful lie, where the interests of the capitalist class lie. So the question you should be asking yourself is, why would the American capitalists, the American elites, why would they want, what vested interest do they have in Israel? Because that's the whole purpose of government, is to serve the interests of their ruling class, which are the American capitalists. So what vested interest do the American capitalists have within Israel? That's the question you should be asking. That's where you find the answer. And my discernment says that the interest that the American capitalist class have within Israel is as a sort of foothold in the Middle East, to check the resources, to check the resources in the region, and also to create a funnel for hyper-militarism. So, for instance, Israel has a goal of expansion. Israel wants to expand, and Israel wants to create greater Israel. To do so, they need to perpetually be in conflict with the people around them, right? They need to always be in conflict. Well, that's a good situation for the American capitalists who own the arms factories, who own the places that the weapons are made. If you have a client who perpetually needs weapons, well, that's a good situation for you because you make more money if you continue to sell them weapons. And so Israel serves a dual purpose. One, as a foothold for American interests within the region, and two, as a way of generating capital for the American capitalist class through the production of arms. It's that simple. It's not some grand conspiracy. It's not some grand conspiracy. Israel serves as a military base and a terrorist state for the United States, and as a way for the capitalists to make money through the production of arms.
FaZe Dan says at user military helmet endless billions. MSR says why the hell Zion talking about Israel? Sports. Swifty.
Make sure to come back hungry.
EZUS says US was benefiting.
Why is it so
by
dark in
without
here, bro?
realizing they no longer in charge. FaZe Dan says because he's interested in politics, and I respect that. User says even the concept of the 3% is getting more money than the 9%.
I wouldn't go as far as to say they're no longer in charge. I think the Israelis are playing the same political game as any nation state would, which is to say they are playing the game that puts their interests first. Because again, governments exist to serve the interests of the elites within their borders, and so the Israeli elites, the Zionists, are playing for their interests. They're not playing for the Americans' interests, of course not. And so would they do things that undermine America if they felt like they could get away with it and it benefits Israel? Of course they would. Any other nation state would, because that's the purpose.
Progressives, like you said, would shift the political spectrum left. MSR.
You can find
Yeah, it would sort of shift the Overton window, the spectrum of conversation.
Perhaps next
ZUS
time.
says exactly. Everyone's trying to be on top. Everyone's using each
Will
other
you
for
be
something.
staying the night
Just
with us?
saying, look.
Not enough Gil. What the hell?
How we
Perhaps
doing,
next
D?
time.
Bench
I'm
is
too
time
broke to
for
stay the
90
night here.
$100.
That's crazy.
FaZe Dan says,
When
I
you're
understand your
not
point, I just want
strong.
LYK. CT says, so it's all just one big huge scam?
Hold on. Ask a more specific question. I don't really know what you mean. Yes, capitalism is one big scam. Nation states are one big scam. The purpose of a nation state, historically and contemporarily, who creates a country? Let's like pause there. Let's think about that. Who creates a country? Let's use, and I've said this a million times on the chat, but whatever. Who creates countries? Is it the poor farmer that creates a country? Is it the peasant that creates a country? Who creates a country? Who created America? Okay, so we often say the founding fathers. The founding fathers created America. Fine. Who were the founding fathers? Who were the founding fathers? They were elites. They were elites. They had political and capital power. Those people create countries. Elites create countries. Elites create governments to serve their interests. It's not hard to understand. And they galvanize the population around that. It's not a difficult concept, guys. You just have to let go of all the bullshit you've been fed your whole fucking life.
How we doing? How we doing, Bari? FaZe Dan says in that situation. ZUS says capitalism, socialism, communism. If humans are in charge, humans will hijack system for themselves.
Okay, so your perspective is that it's all hopeless. We should just fucking lay down and die. That's idiotic. So be gone.
They ought to keep the demons at bay.
FaZe Dan says, yeah, how do you prevent the capitalist leaders from taking over?
How do you prevent the capitalist leaders from taking over in a mixed market communist system? Is that the question?
Are you joining us?
FaZe Dan says, do you understand they built a system that could rid itself of slavery eventually? How we doing, Red Velvet Patron? ZUS says in human nature will always hijack any system eventually.
What does that even mean, bro? Like, you're just saying shit, bro. You're like just espousing this like nihilistic, jaded perspective without any nuance.
ZUS says it's nihilist.
Yeah, FaZe. That perspective is some American exceptionalist nonsense, bro. That perspective is some American exceptionalist nonsense. People were not out here banning slavery because they were so fucking morally upright. No. They, God damn it. They didn't see it as a beneficial system financially. So,
Dan says UK banned the trade in 1807. Dead Anxiety says at FaZe Dan.
why so UK was so morally upright they banned the trade but continued to do colonialism and torture and genocide all across the globe, but they were so morally upright. So those two things are not aligned. So it can't be that they had a moral awakening, because everything else would tell us that that isn't true, because they were still committing atrocities around the world.
Hey.
How we doing, Jay?
So the
Yes, says, "Are you saying
the moral awakening point doesn't hold. It doesn't hold.
Phase Dan says I have my bachelor's of history in antebellum Southern studies.
That's fine. Answer the question. How do you reconcile this idea that it was some kind of moral awakening with the fact that the British Empire continued to commit atrocities around the world? Answer that. Great that you have all the degrees and all this. I don't give a fuck about that. I care about the merit of one's arguments. That's why you don't see me out here flaunting what I studied.
How we doing, Austin Demaria? Phase Dan says with industrialization, yes, that was an influence. How we doing, Cole Smith?
So it was an economic reason then. So it was economic. It wasn't moral.
ZUS says you are assuming being moral in one area means being moral in every area. Phase Dan says for sure. Timothy Dragneil says you gon' leave the Pelicans next season? CJ is getting spicy.
I need to figure out how to do the combat here, bro.
ZUS says yo Phase Ju folded.
Do I believe it was 100% economic? I believe it was.
Says what's up Zion?
I believe the vast majority of the catalyst, the impetus behind it was economic. Do I think that there were forces that were acting from a place of morality? Yes, of course. We know this to be fact. There were people who were arguing on moral grounds. Those people were not the majority. Those people were not the power majority. They were not the numerical majority.
Phase Dan says yeah, so we're in agreement.
And so I don't think that it is worth bringing that in the conversation because it is a minuscule example and is not the reason things change. But you even you pointed to that small example as though that was the catalyst. And that only serves to sort of remove all harm, all guilt from these empires. And of course they push that shit. Of course they push that shit as to say, no, we just had a moral fucking awakening. Shut the fuck up. No, they didn't. Why wasn't your initial claim then that, oh, the reason that this system changed was largely economic and there were some people advocating on moral grounds? That's not what you said. You said the alternative, which is that it was moral and that there were some economic reasons. And the latter, the idea that it was moral and there were economic reasons paints the empire, paints the capitalists as though they act from a moral position, which is fucking absurd.
Want to grab some ingredients?
Sure. Ignis could make use
How
of
we
them.
doing, Cooper G? ZUS says guess the nature of my question is about absolutism.
Guess the nature of my question is about absolutism.
How we doing, Sleep?
Better make tracks.
I don't have a character limit. You're right. We can't engage in an equal conversation this way. You're absolutely right. If I misunderstood your point, there you go.
JJDAGOAT says yo, what's good, Dizzy?
What's up,
How we
goat?
doing, Prince GK? Phase Dan says I believe we're more in agreement than we think.
I don't think we're not in agreement, and I'm not attacking you. I'm attacking that rhetoric. I'm attacking any rhetoric that will paint the empires who have ravaged the world as having some moral high ground. That's what I'm attacking. I don't know you. I don't care to attack you. I care to attack that rhetoric because it absolves them of the harm that they've done.
Says Francis. User says this song is amazing.
This is a great song.
How we doing, Buddha Stank 4200 says Zion. Gemini Joe says request to join as a guest. How we doing, Mikey? Mikey says Zion or Francis.
Bro, how do I travel here? Can I not travel here?
Chatico Pepito.
Wait. I need to make more money. Oh, wait. I don't really remember. Oh, I should get a bounty. That's what I should do so I can remember the combat. Yes. Wait, no, this guy doesn't have any bounties. Does he have bounties? No, he doesn't have any bounties. Where are the bounties at, bro? Over here. All right, let's go.
ZUS says,
How does saying someone did something moral at one point completely absolve them from previous atrocities? Okay, so that the comment was more general, so I don't know what the hell you're talking about. Keep up, brother. Monarchy, capitalist, democracy, whatever is next. I would push back on this idea that what we have is a capitalist democracy. I think what we have is a capitalist oligarchy. Capitalism can only exist under oligarchy because the vast majority of the population would not willingly choose their exploitation. We have the guise of a democracy, sure.
How we doing, Cesar White? Track Twin says Zion Williamson.
Right, but the rhetoric espoused wasn't speaking to one instance.
Stay alert.
It was more general.
Haven't changed. It's never been direct democracy.
There's more dangerous things prowling
Aaron
about
says
these
this
days.
isn't making you playoffs.
My point isn't simply articulating that it's not a direct democracy and thus it's not democratic. It's that it has never been even a representative democracy. Because what does a representative democracy entail? It entails that everyone in the country votes for representatives, and then those representatives represent their interests. When the fuck has America ever had that?
How we doing?
It's nice to not have to kill anything.
Did they have it during slavery? No. Phase, 1 sec. Did they have it during slavery? No. Did they have it during Jim Crow? No. Did we have it during civil rights? No. When did we have it? When did we have this representative democracy that we're speaking of?
So
The last like 60 years?
How we doing, Noah?
Go on.
User says in theory.
I would just like to have a conversation. Also, I'm kind of echoing. I'm not sure if you can fix
Timothy
that.
Dragneel says we never had democracy at all.
I don't know how to stop the echo. Wait, talk again, guys. Let me know if he's echoing. You should only be coming from one spot. Maybe if I pause the music.
It's always been some sort of fucked up.
I think you're echoing a bit too now.
Youngin off that says Zion Williamson.
Okay, so not. I mean that might just be for you, because other people aren't getting echoes. Maybe because I'm coming through your screen. Yeah.
Yeah. In terms of discussing about the elites in the country, there's always been the. I'm sorry if I fumble my words because of the echo.
It's fine. We don't have to be super polished.
Yeah, the competing ideologies being. You have the Jeffersonians, who were more in favor of being representative of the average American, and then the Hamiltonians, which were representatives of the elites. So, are you familiar with that kind of?
Yes.
Right. So I guess the Jeffersonians have influenced the modern conservatives, but the modern conservatives are way different. And we can talk about that for a while. We live more under a Hamiltonian system generally at the federal level, but at the state level, it is still very Jeffersonian. I guess. What would you like to discuss in terms of elites right now and how we're represented?
I think if the question at hand is America indeed a representative democracy? My position is no, it's never been. If you have a different perspective, we can discuss that.
I think over time, the country, and when I say the country, I mean the people, have been less represented over time as the population has grown, but the number of representatives has not grown.
Okay, hold on. Let me see if I understand your point. Are you saying that the expansion of the country and the expansion of the population is the reason that there is less representation, and then like due to expansion we have less representation because the population has increased but the representatives hasn't increased. Is that what you're saying?
Yes, that is a major point that I'm making. It's that, you know, the House of Representatives might stay at 538, but the American population, or at least the number of people in the country, will increase by the millions and has increased by the millions. So I just think generally over time, yes.
Okay, so
Yeah.
How we doing, Dippy?
here's why I think that point, and again, I'm attacking the argument, not you. I think that point is like completely missing the issue. Here's why. So that point argues from this like technical perspective, this sort of like legalistic perspective that says, well, you know, population has increased, but representatives haven't, and thus we have less representation. Well, then that assumes when the population was lower, we had more representation. The issue with that is it ignores the reality on the ground of the country at that time, which is to say that a great number, huge swaths of the population were excluded from the franchise. Huge swaths of the population could not vote, could not engage in the franchise, from women to people of color to immigrants, white, black, whoever, natives, white people who didn't have land. I mean, like that alone meant that the representation was meager at best. And so I don't think it's a matter of population increasing as relative to the amount of representatives that we have, but rather, do we indeed live up to the words escape me, but like the sort of sentiments that we espouse, right? Are we indeed a representative democracy? Does everyone have the right to vote? Does everyone have the freedom to pursue liberty and justice for all? And the answer to that is no. No, and that's never been the case. And so I think what we have to concern ourselves with is the state of our society as it mirrors the values that we espouse. Does everyone have the right to pursue liberty and justice, and the pursuit of happiness? Do we have that? Is that the state that we live in? No, it's not. It's not, and that's a problem. And if you consider yourself an American, you should want to fix that.
Right. I think that's been the desire of all Americans from the beginning, and like to your point, many Americans were denied simply the right to vote. So yes, many people died fighting for that right.
Let me ask you this.
That wasn't the case.
Let me ask you this.
Since the beginning, the elites have been the representatives.
How we doing?
I brought up the Madisonian, and
Want to help out
whenever I say Madisonian and Jeffersonian, those are pretty much the same. But it's really the Hamiltonians versus that group I just mentioned. Like I was saying, the competing theories of whether we need the elites controlling or average Americans.
How we doing, SEMA?
And so there has, since the beginning, been the realization, even amongst the elites themselves, that it is the elites controlling.
Stinking. Indeed.
Do you not believe that subverts the American experiment at its core?
I'm sorry?
Do you not believe that subverts the American experiment at its core?
How we doing, Alex?
That is contradictory. The elites calling the shots.
I think once you even have the amount of influence to get elected, you can be considered an elite, no?
Right, but where, by what means do people gain this
How's the NBA?
influence. And by and large, where do these people come from?
Right.
What social circles and social economic status are they born from?
Company Boogie says you.
The elites. They are funded by the elites. They are of the elites.
Two examples that are just coming to mind are two presidents. One is Lincoln, and one is Kennedy. Both came from very different backgrounds. Lincoln essentially, worked himself up
No way the DSH
to be an elite.
How we doing?
Kennedy was born into a prominent family, and that set him up for success. More recent examples, George Bush,
How we doing?
son of George, George H.W. If
These nasties here have been a real pain in the rear.
guess you could take somebody like AOC as someone who's more
If y'all liked it,
worked herself up from not being an elite to
Sure.
being in a more elite position.
Sure, but
So-
that is far removed from the average, right? We're talking about like generally what's the picture. And like yes,
But at
these
one point she
exceptions
was
exist,
average.
but no, I'm saying the average picture in terms of where the representatives come from. They come from the elites by and large. The vast majority of representatives within the American political system are from the elite class. So yes, there are these handful of examples to the contrary that we can pick out, but are they so substantial as to warrant a place in the conversation? I don't think so. Because the fact of the matter is the country is ran by elites, is controlled by elites. It has been since the inception of the country. They put their interest above everything else. The very system works to serve their interests, and that is the state of things. Sure, we can find examples here and there where that hasn't that picture doesn't manifest every single time. Of course, fine. But I'm less concerned with that because it's not as prominent. It's not as prominent and it's not as impactful in the lives of people, and also it doesn't show up as much within the system. So what we should concern ourselves with is what is the general picture? By and large, what are we seeing and what is happening? And what is the impact of that?
I think the picture's changing a little bit. I mean, Bernie Sanders been a figure in politics for a while. Would you consider Bernie Sanders one of the elites?
How we doing?
I think now, sure, but does he advocate for the interests of the capitalist class? I think less so than your typical American politician. He is a democratic socialist, like we, I think he would fit the description that we, or the sort of definition that we kind of collectively came to. Sorry, chat, I'm not looking at the chat right now. So let brother stay that on the ground. Appreciate you, Marcus. But yeah, I think I would also put him in the boat of kind of this sort of on the outskirts of the system and this being this exception to the rule.
Right, but I guess I just wanted to bring Bernie Sanders up as an example. We can
Of
also
a change.
choose AOC, Bernie, I guess the so-called squad, but there's sort of a window of opportunity.
How we doing? Just job.
There is a window of opportunity, and there has been many windows of opportunities in history, and then that those windows are a result of the efforts of everyday people working to make America what it says, what we say that we are, and that's awesome. I think that's the job of every American. I think that's what everyone should be doing, is helping us get to the values that we espouse, helping us live that out. And that's why the civil rights movement happened. That's why women suffrage happened. That's why slavery was abolished. Again, I think the catalyst for those things are economic, but that's not to say there aren't people who are moving from a moral position. Those people exist, but they are the minority. They are the minority.
For sure.
And we should all be with them. We should all be amongst them.
Yes. People are absolutely self-serving.
How we doing copyright?
I think the founding fathers knew that
It should be a nice change of pace.
better than most people of their time. To their credit, they were able to make a system that put in place checks and balances to distance themselves from a monarchical system. It was revolutionary in that sense.
Yeah, I would say the system that they created was a sort of limited democracy for the bourgeoisie. And in that sense, it diverged from the system of sort of the monarchs and the nobles. Sure.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
How we doing Nihilescent?
I guess has America's Congress
Javon
always
says Zion
been
Williamson?
influenced by money?
How we doing
Yeah,
Johnson? Post.
totally.
Yeah, unfortunately. What do you
I think there is
let
a
me
growing coalition.
let me ask you this. What do you think or where do you see or where do you hope or what do you hope to see with this sort of budding progressive movement within the Sanders camp, the AOC camp, the Mamdani camp, the squad? Like, what do you hope to see? How do you hope to see this culminate into like a broader political movement that brings about a more sort of democratic socialist manifestation of America?
Right. I think so much damage has been done
How we doing
under the current administration that we really need to almost do like a triage system,
Then lose the jacket.
rebuilding our
How we
alliances,
doing Griffin?
distancing ourselves from Israel. And that work can only be done
What's up?
with some sort of administration completely different than what we have right now.
Must be hungry.
At that point,
How we doing?
then we can continue, making progress
I'll find
on what you're talking about with
some cat food.
possibly more socialist policy,
Excellent idea. Let's go.
such as more subsidized or free healthcare. I think prioritizing smaller classrooms could really shift
Welcome to Galding.
the quality of education in America towards where it needs to be. What else am I missing? Healthcare, education. We need to fix transport. China is smacking us around with their EV production right now. America's not number one right now.
How we doing VI?
It's China.
No, we're not.
RBANNED. User says
So,
Yeah.
I guess what I wanted to say is that I think we're in an emergency situation where a lot of things need to be rebuilt. And then
I've
we
never
can-
been in that school, but I'm familiar with the school. Go on.
Yeah. And then I think, moving towards you asked me what I wanted
How we doing
from like a
Yeah. Yeah, just like what how would you like to see a progressive movement unfold, and like what
doing cash only why
policies might you want them to implement? Like where does this budding progressive movement lead?
Yeah, I just think it's being more honest with people. What you said about propaganda, a bunch of stuff is propaganda. So a more honest candidate that can acknowledge that propaganda, move
AYDO
past
says,
it,
can we watch some
and
Pelican
actually
highlights?
put forth solutions
Jay says when you gone be fighting John Jones. How we doing Jay?
that have some backbone to them and aren't just, you know,
In order.
placing the almighty dollar above everything.
Elijah Egia.
So it is anti-capitalist in that sense, you know,
Elijah
these
Egia
policies.
says
But
W.
I've covered education. I really think shrinking, it's not giving more money.
Sid was right about your lack of
That's been studied, and that's not the solution. You do need to recruit better teachers, and that does include raising wages.
Elijah Egia says, yeah, I just came from a council meeting where this happened law.
That will help produce or secure a better future for the kids of America in terms of the average worker. I support unions, and
F.
sorry, my friend texted me.
Damian Martinez says Zion Williamson.
I think raising the minimum wage, I don't think it's been raised in over,
User says at AYDO Herb
has it been
Jones
15
defense
years?
state hashtag few.
The federal
It's
minimum
been
wage.
a very long time, yeah.
How we doing?
So I think that's a good place to start to help paying people more to deal with inflation.
Elijah Egia
I
says
think
it's
putting
not
in a
been raised
place
since
that
2007.
ties
Damian Martinez
According to
says
the
Zion.
mandatory
Scope it out. Let's head on out.
raising the federal minimum wage.
How we doing, Joe?
Elijah, thanks for that.
With
Blessed.
inflation is a good idea.
Yeah, I mean, I think so.
How we
I think we can identify the sort of crucial pillars of society by which we might improve our situation: education, labor, transportation, and then sort of the political process, right? Okay. And then like health care, obviously.
Egia says 2009
Rock
asterisk
and
apologies.
roll.
And when you, I think if you polled most Americans, they would say, yeah, these things need to improve. And then we start to ask a question of, well, how do we improve these things? And this is where you get the politicking. Largely conservatives point to the private sector, and I don't even want to say conservatives. Politicians who serve the interests of the capitalist class point to the private sector, and the handful of politicians who are not subservient to the capitalist class might point to a more socialist and public sector approach. When we look at healthcare, universal healthcare is the obvious answer. That's why every other country does it. Your capital serving representatives will say, no, let's find some kind of pay-in system. I don't even know what they articulate because I've stopped listening to that nonsense a long time ago. But it doesn't work. They don't articulate anything. Let's take education. You talked about sort of increasing the pay of teachers in conjunction with like lowering the classroom size, and I would agree with those things. Where I think I woke up the monster. Where I think a lot of us miss with education is that the curricula also needs to be changed. Sure, lowering the class sizes, thus making it so that a teacher or a pupil gets more attention from a teacher, relatively great, right? Compensating teachers for their work, awesome. What are they teaching? What are they teaching? And what
We were at Journey's End.
how are they teaching?
Yeah. You mind if I cut in real quick?
Sure, go ahead.
I guess the people who choose to be doctors and lawyers, we don't need, there's an overabundance of like, say lawyers. If teacher pay was higher, many of those skilled, dedicated people who could be, better teachers than what we have right now are driven to be lawyers because of the pay. So that is my main reason for raising teacher wages, to make it more competitive, a more competitive job.
Yeah.
I think everybody who decides to become an education major,
How we doing, Fornkle?
they
Elijah
might
Aegis says facts now.
enjoy teaching kids, but they might not be the best at it.
Yeah.
So
I mean, I was a teacher. I've met very shitty teachers, and I've met good teachers. Right? It's this idea that we should never apply a sort of broad strokes sentiment to any profession. There aren't just kind of by virtue of still being good teachers or by virtue of still being good cops. Like, no, people are people. They're going to be people who have particular things and perspectives they come with that impact how they show up in their profession, and that will lead to all manners of positive or positive outcomes and or negative outcomes. But yeah, I certainly agree that we should compensate teachers far more than we do. I think that it's a matter of how do we see the future of the country. I think the elite position is to privatize education, completely dismantle the education system, which is exactly what they're doing, such that one only gets a quality education through privatized means, and the people who have access to those are the elites or their sort of supplicants within the sort of working rich class and the upper middle class. Everyone short of that, those in the working class and lower middle class, will either be left to schools that have been entirely gutted or sort of these like apprenticeship programs and kind of tossed into the workplace completely, drawing these harder lines in our social system, making the further entrenching the degree of social stratification that we see, making it that much more difficult to move up economically. And that is the direction we are headed. That is because, as we know, one of the greatest vehicles for social stratification, for moving up economically, is through education. Well, what happens when education is entirely privatized and the sort of small public education that exists is a walking joke? Then people won't have that vehicle to take advantage of. They've already, or we already have major barriers as it relates to that right now with the sheer cost of education. Working class people have to take on enormous debt to better themselves and thus innately better in the country. And who does that serve? Who does that serve? I think we rarely ask those questions. Who does that serve? And who doesn't have that burden? Well, the people whose parents can afford that, they don't have that burden, right? There was this when Bernie Sanders gained national prominence around 2016 and started talking about things like free college. The propaganda that was doled out to the masses, especially the conservatives, was this idea that education shouldn't be free because it's an investment in your future. Well, that's an extremely classist perspective and an extremely out of touch perspective, because it is not so that these 18-year-olds are forking up $300K to invest in their future. Where the fuck are they getting that from? Their families are. And so what happens when your family doesn't have that? Well, you can't make this so-called investment in your future, right? So it was always nonsense to begin with, but right, student loans, which is taking on debt. And so that talking point was always nonsense, but people repeated it because that's what the news said. That's some think tank out there crafted this sort of kind of cliche and easy talking point, and it ravished the country. Everyone started to repeat it, and that became the sort of prevailing response and counter argument, if you can even fucking call it that. And again, who benefits from such a situation? It's not the working class. It's not the middle class. It's, of course, the elites and their children and their scions.
Yeah. I think at the beginning, of what you had just said. You had asked me,
How we
you know,
doing, Chris Williams?
where do I think this is all going? Is that right?
Yeah. Yeah. Or like, where would you like it to go? And then like, you know, then sure. Also, where do you think it's going?
I'm frightened for how I think it's
Sorry for giving you such a hard
going
time.
to
I
go.
just had to get my hands
Yeah.
on this, even if it
Say
means
more
I-
about
I
that.
don't think the needed changes will be
Final
made.
verdict
I'm a
says, how are they
reporter by
holding a
day,
conversation?
and an
I
amateur
think
jeweler by night.
We are
This elusive little
a
beauty.
reactionary society, and so
To make it up to you,
once we are too far gone,
that special coin you got,
those changes might be
it
made.
commemorates the oracle's ascension.
We might have to like,
Guys tossing them out to
Elijah
you know,
everyone.
crawl out of a
Must have
pit
picked them up back
at
in
that
the
point.
How we
Speaking
doing?
of
Yeah.
freebies, here's one for
I
me.
think AI
If you want to buy
job displacement is a
A
crisis.
souvenir like that could make its way into
I agree.
ordinary citizen.
Oh, well, it's our pocket change now.
We just spoke of higher
I'm in
education.
the process of securing your ferry
The-
ticket.
Final verdict
Now,
says, how does he not
told
laugh?
you.
I guess the floor of what is needed to be
Here. So let me know
qualified
when
for
you're
a
ready.
job has been raised
I admit, I just
to a
became
college
Yeah.
degree,
no to secure some
Yeah.
at least a bachelor's, if not
You
post-grad.
guys ready to
It
send
used
Yeah.
to be high school.
Play.
already?
User says,
You know,
guys
you
actually
didn't
did
have
good
to go to
on the
college to be
phone.
successful in this country. And
Yeah.
you still don't. There's outliers, you know,
How we doing?
Yeah.
Wante.
but generally,
Crash right here.
I think there will be a huge unemployment crisis.
How we doing, cool beans?
Things like Chick-fil-A's will be run by 2 engineers
Yep.
rather than a whole team of people.
Black
Nailed
Magnum
it.
High.
This should be
Yep.
it.
What else?
There was this book. I forget the name of it, but the author basically expresses what where all this might culminate, and it was he articulated this concept of the quote unquote useless class, a class of people who are who the system does not have space to utilize them. Where there simply are not enough jobs, not because, you know, companies don't want to hire or want to cut their bottom lines, but because all the jobs have been automated and there aren't new markets opening that requires human input, right? And so then the question becomes, what happens to all those people? What happens to all those people who can't work because there is no work? What happens to all those people? And then this is where people start to talk about a universal basic income, and because it's within the interest of the capitalists to not entirely starve the people because they risk revolution, but they might figure out some other means of culling the population. Who knows? I think they're a death cult, but it begs the question: what happens to all those people who cannot work because there isn't work available, and we're barreling to that?
I don't know. We're at the point, we've reached the point where prompting AI is a useful job skill. Telling a company that I know how to use AI better than this guy or this girl or this other candidate, that's actually a thing that could help you get a job.
Yeah.
You know, I don't even know what to say after that. And then what? They get the job, they prompt the AI well,
How we doing?
they allow the company to build a system
That will
still
eventually
use
replace them.
that AI work to replace their job that they just got.
Yep.
Or have had for 10 years. You know?
Hey,
Yep.
morning.
I don't know. I think about this a lot.
Yeah, I think that's the point, right? Like, what is the end game here, guys? What is the end game?
EGS says scary times.
What is the end game that these and
We have to incite the change.
the fact that no one, given the course that we're on, can express or articulate or paint a picture of an end game that isn't total anarchy, I think is an incredibly profound place to be, because we all seem to see the writing on the wall that this train isn't stopping anywhere short of disaster. And so we need change. We need a change of course. And yet the people in power refuse to change course. They refuse to change course. They've shown us nothing to believe that they have any intention to change course. And so that's why I'm on this fucking platform. That's why I'm having these conversations, because they have no intention of changing anything. And so it's incumbent upon us to rally amongst ourselves, to rally around each other to try and beget change, because they do not care. They do not have our interests at heart. That is abundantly clear.
I don't know what the next step is, but I foresee, massive job displacement, AI everywhere, mass surveillance.
How are we doing?
They're already. It seems like every single other day they want a new biometric on you, like scan my face, scan my eyes, give your fingerprints.
Yep.
People will
surveillance, control.
As if they can open their phone faster, they're gonna do it.
Yep.
Aegis says it used your military helmet. I agree with you, but if it's
PSA, don't give that information over.
It's funny. Did you see the news in Atlanta?
No.
So they've just passed this sort of what they're coining as a sort of safe, like a new safe futuristic city, and it's basically what China has right now, with cameras on every single corner monitored by AI. And a bunch of Chinese, sorry,
they're called Flock, the company, FLOCK.
I'm not sure what the company is, but picture a pole with like 15 cameras jutting out and scanning virtually everything that is in the vicinity. So Atlanta is implementing this as a trial run, and I think eventually all of these cities will implement these technologies. Chinese nationals have been warning about this tech coming to America, and we all said it was impossible. Everyone on the news, everyone everywhere said, no, that would never happen in America, this and that, because American exceptionalism clouds our judgment. Well, here it is. Here it is. It's in America. Right now, they are building it in Atlanta, and once that is cemented, it will spread. It will spread.
I don't want to disclose my city, but it's happening in my city too. So I mentioned that company, but mass surveillance, that is one of the goals. And this is actually a local issue, It's not the federal government installing these cameras. It's your local governments.
Yes.
So whoever your local representatives are, find out their names. If they're in favor of putting up these cameras, vote them out. Especially if they're up for midterm re-election.
Let's make a detour.
And so this is the thing, right? I think when we talk about there being a more robust representative system on the state level, even that I disagree with, because these capitalists also exist on the state level. Like, let's just even take New York, for example. There's this huge pushback to Mamdani's policies, this lukewarm policies. And that's at the city level. I mean, the capitalists will not stop. They want complete and utter dominance. They don't care if it's federal, if it's local, if it's state, city. They want complete and utter dominance.
It's just the elites choosing how much influence they want. How much of a headache do they want? If they want the federal influence, that's gonna be more of a headache. You know what I mean? But there's absolutely, New York City is massive.
It's massive, and there are tons of billionaires.
Yeah, so there's gonna be people interested in seizing power, influence there. I think Mamdani's.
And I call his policies lukewarm in relation to my political position, but like in in terms of the American system, yeah, it's extremely sort of radical.
Yeah, and we talked about that shifting spectrum of possibility, essentially, political possibility.
Yeah.
It's never been possible to elect, say, a communist or an actual socialist in America, and I don't really. I don't think that's going to happen in the next 20 years.
No.
20 years. But we can shift that window. The more that window is shifted, maybe the closer we get to something like that. But I'm not going to be on here advocating for communism or for socialism, because there have been downfalls throughout history where that doesn't work either. You know what I mean?
Yes. Okay. So let's address that because I think that sentiment is popular within the American political consciousness.
The Bolsheviks.
Yes. Okay. So great example, right? We usually point to Russia when we talk about the failings of communism and socialism. Here's why I do not think that those points are made in good faith. Not by you necessarily, but like sort of wherever the inception of these arguments come from as to be widespread in America. Sorry?
I just wanted to say, I think the Red Scare was propaganda, but
yeah,
just talking about the Bolsheviks here. Yeah.
Okay. So I would say that what we have come to understand as communism, in terms of the Bolsheviks, was never implemented in a way that lived true to what communism was on the books. Let's take the situation in the USSR. The workers did not indeed have decision-making power over the means of production. It was the party bosses. On paper, the people, quote unquote, owned the factories and means of productions, but did they have democratic decision-making power? No. And that is necessary. That is necessary for a communist system. You need the decision-making power rendered in the public, in the people, but that was not the case. And so we've never seen a communist system come to fruition ever. And that is also in conjunction with all of the sabotage done by the United States and her allies within the Western nations. And so I don't think we have any example of communism existing. We just don't. We've never seen it. Communism needs democracy, and it didn't have that.
Is it not a stateless, classless society? You know,
it is a classless society. I don't know if my understanding would call it stateless. It is stateless in the sense that the way the state exists is completely removed from how states exist now. I think a communist system on a global scale would sort of be kind of beyond nation states. Sure.
Yeah, like how would a communist nation conduct diplomacy?
Great question. Great question. So this is why I think a communist system with some capitalist incentives make the most sense, and it would be a sort of, you would need some degree of toothless representation, which is to say the representatives are but speakers, but not executives who dictate final policy positions. And so think of the representatives as people who craft policies and sort of have a window of time to kind convince the populace that these policies make the most sense. But the power is still invested within the people to pass these policies or not. And so think of the executive power being held within the people. And I think this, in conjunction with permanent limits to how one can hold power, creates a system that curtails a concentration of power, because that, at the end of the day, is the issue, right? The power is not concentrated within the people to be able to make the decisions. It's concentrated within a small handful of people who control and own capital. If you have such a system wherein you have a scaled direct democracy, let's take the American system as an example. So we look at the city level. Everyone is voting for their representatives. Fine. Now, these representatives are charged with crafting policies. Great. Do these representatives then have sort of bilateral or unilateral power amongst themselves, amongst their chambers, to pass these policies? No. They craft the policies and then they present it to the public, and then the public makes the decisions as to if these policies get passed or not. And
In some cases,
yes, but I'm saying within my communist system, this would be the case. And so you still have room for diplomacy, where you can simply elect somebody into such a role, and they would be reflecting decisions that have already been made, positions that have already been decided on by the populace.
Yeah.
How are we doing, Bobo the elf?
I might have lost your point there at the very, very end about.
That's fine. I'm basically saying you can have a more democratically centric representative democracy that takes the power out of the hands of the representative and gives the executive power to the people.
Yeah. I guess that's why at the very beginning I was sort of advocating for just increasing the number of representatives so that the amount of people each representative represents would be less. You know what I mean? So, because in describing the communist system as you were, or what you would like from one, what would, say, James Madison, John Adams, Thomas Jefferson have to say about it, or Alexander Hamilton, the people? If you take Hamilton, who wrote the majority of the Federalist Papers, in it he described how, like, people are self-serving. Human nature, part of being a human is being self-serving and greedy, and it's hard to stop that.
I think communism is self-serving. I think
Yeah.
communism is self-serving. I think the perspective that self-serving means that you're only serving your interests as removed from the interests of the whole is a very narrow view of that term, because it certainly serves my interest to have a system that meets my needs. And if that system can only exist by meeting everyone's needs, then it is in my interest to advocate for such a system. It is self-serving to say that I want a world that has universal healthcare, because it guarantees that I have healthcare. What people are really saying when they talk about that is, what's going to stop the elites from waging this huge resistance? That's what they're saying. What's going to stop the people who currently hold power?
Aren't the people running the communist system at that point elites?
Okay, great question. So now we're getting into this sort of tyranny of bureaucracy.
That's what I'm talking about. Those elites would be self-serving.
You can create checks and balances to that. That is part of why you would remove the executive function out of the hands of the representatives. And by implementing term limits, you make it so that they could never be concentrated enough to coalesce power, and you would move money entirely out of the conversation. And so one wouldn't need to amass this vast fortune or billions of dollars or millions of dollars to raise to run for office. They would simply need to get the signatures of
How we doing, Jackson Lab?
their peers, and we can have an election commission where anyone who wants to run for office can throw their name in the hat, and they get a set amount of funds to begin with, and those who sort of stick in the race as the time counts down get more funding as they gain more support. And that funding is capped, and that funding is a result of taxes, and it is even across the board. And so nobody can come in now with their unequal power through capital to game the system. Also, they wouldn't have that because they would be taxed into the same class as everybody else.
How we doing, trusted critics?
Now, if we're talking about a transition period to how we get from here to there, that's a different question.
How we doing, G baby?
But the way I see
King
it,
XJ
the
says
way
gay.
America was founded is we were just distancing the founding fathers. I think we're distancing themselves from the monarchy. They took a system which they thought was broken and invented a new one with checks and balances. How would you limit the possibility or build such a perfect system where a group of revolutionaries in that communist society
My
are
mic
led to
just, I
believe
mean, my
that the
headphones just
communist
died, so I'm not
leaders
hearing you
are-
anymore.
What's that?
I don't even know where I left
Reggie wasn't
phones.
born
1 second.
yesterday.
How we doing, King XJ?
Lucius got dealt a losing hand, and your old man played it the best he could. He saw this coming a mile away, and he
How we
wasn't going to
doing, the
go down
Merminator?
without a fight.
User says the concept of electing a leader in of
In the
itself
end,
is just
though-
very inconsistent.
Well, it just
How we
wasn't
doing now?
enough.
How we doing, Dawson Miller?
You need something else?
User
You
says
talk
you
to
need the
Cole.
leader to stay true to their campaign. 4.
I can't even remember the last time I saw Reggie.
How we doing,
Feels
Blorvis?
like a lifetime ago.
User, thanks for engaging in conversation, man. I love that you're still here, getting it, making it happen. Hold on, I'm
How we
gonna.
doing, Maxi Pad?
I want to finish my point. And okay, so
to
I've had
User's
this
point-
question before.
Yeah.
I've had this question before as to like how we can create a system that is like greater than the system that the founding fathers made and like accounts for all of these things. Well, I think because we have these examples, we're not starting from square one. We've actually we have something they didn't have. We have something they didn't have. We have these hundreds of years of examples to like build off of. We have the example of the founding fathers. We have the example of the USSR. We have the example of a capitalist economy, a mixed market economy. We have the example of China. We have the example of contemporary USA. We have the example of all these other countries. And because we have those examples, we can craft a system that is better than all of them by drawing from all of the things that they do that work and seeing what do they implement that curtails all of these negative outcomes that we don't want. And that's exactly what I believe this philosophy that or this political system that I'm articulating does. It's not to say that it's some perfect thing or it's some like thing from somebody who's so wise. No, it's looking at all of the systems we've had thus far, how they've worked, how they've failed, and saying, give me this piece, give me that piece, give me this piece. It's removed from any like ideological dogmatism and completely informed from this scientific perspective that says, let's take what works. Let's take what works. Remove the ideologies and just give me what works. Give me what curbs all of the bad and promotes all of the good.
Yeah, it's with those philosophies. Jefferson inherently believed humanity was good. Hamilton believed
How we doing, King Basie?
humanity was inherently selfish.
I choose not to view the world through
Something we picked up after
absolutes.
taking out some Imperials.
Well,
They did though. You know, that's not really me thinking that. It's just what they believe.
Yeah.
How close
Ryan Bell says learning about Socrates is dead.
could America get to the system you want without changing its system? Because there are so many things that can be changed within the American system itself. It's so adaptable in that way.
Yeah.
To
Which is why I think we're in the best possible position to create a better world for humanity, because we have a system that on paper is malleable enough to do just that.
yeah. So I guess my question is, what would be lacking if our federal government
How we doing, user?
did everything in its power to get as close to your system?
Yeah.
What would still be missing?
What would still be missing? I think I think what would be missing is,
I guess what I'm asking.
yeah,
Is the
please go
system
on.
broken? Is the system we have broken, or does it just need to be fixed? And we have the opportunity to fix it.
I think the system we have, well, I guess that's, so I've always thought that question was interesting, because I think it comes down to like what makes America America. Is America America because of the government that she has, or is America America because of its people? Is America a sort of outlook on the world, a perspective, a sentiment? What is America? I think America is a promise. That's how I view America. America is a promise that says everyone is created equal and deserving of liberty and justice. America is a promise of liberty and justice for all. And so when I think about the system, I think the system needs to enable that. The system needs to bring that to fruition. If it doesn't, it is un-American. And so is the system broken? Sure, but
we can put
I think that
limits,
question
though. We can put limits on our representatives, like ban congressional stock trading. You know, do away with Citizens
and so
United.
like that's so then let me ask you this. I guess it's sort of a ship of Theseus question. When you change all the components of the ship, is it still the same ship? If we create limits and regulations and change laws such that the America that we have after the fact looks entirely different from the America that we have now, is it us burning down the system and making a new one, or is it just like creating some changes? Right?
The way you look at it, if it was just some changes, or if it was burned, the system that was created from the start
would be different. Well, yes, that too. Which, that's the thing. That's why I'm here fighting for it, because I think we have something great here. We have something great to build off of. But I do not prescribe to this perspective that says America is so good it doesn't need to be changed. We're so great. We're perfect, because I think that's cowardly, and it like rejects reality. The fact of the matter is, we have something really good, and we shouldn't look a gift horse in the mouth. We should take advantage of all of the resources and the blessings that we have, and not squander it, but work to make it better for everyone. Work to make it live true to the promise, instead of resting on our laurels and saying this is good enough. No. We should be doing our duties. It is our duties as Americans to make sure that this country means liberty and justice for all. And anyone who isn't working to do that, I think is un-American. What else are you doing?
Yeah, I totally agree. I agree with you. I kind of need to go here soon.
That's fine, man. I appreciate you engaging in conversation.
Oh, for sure. I think we're on the same page for a lot of this. Does the system need to be
Bell says that was inspiration.
burned down, as we said, or fixed within what we have now? Thomas Jefferson. I know I keep bringing him up. I'm sorry.
That's fine.
But he
It's
did.
all to me.
How we doing, BG?
If you were to consider the elites today as tyrants, he spoke directly when he said this, and he said, essentially, if the system gets so bad, if we've let ourselves down and it stops working, you have to abolish the system.
Crash right here.
Absolutely.
And build a new one.
How we doing, a king?
And
Absolutely.
he himself wrote that. So that's still a question we're asking ourselves.
Zion, W-I-L-L-I-A-M.
Is that
I
something
think
we
a
have
lot
to
of
do,
us-
or can we fix it internally?
I think, again, it's a ship of Theseus question. So I'm less concerned with that, and I'm more concerned with what are the things that need doing. What are the things that need doing? I am removing the conversation from do we destroy it or do we regulate it, and bringing the conversation to what needs to be done. I don't care what it looks like. Yeah, shift the window. What needs to be done? Let's do that. It's a pragmatist perspective.
If you don't like the current candidates, find the one you most agree with. And those people that you most agree with, but maybe not fully agree with, and you won't ever fully agree with a candidate, but those people you most agree with will be more likely
User says
to
it's
agree
right
with
of the government
the
to shape said
candidate
government. If the people want
that you
change,
agree
then
with
they
the
need to
most.
referendum.
You know, and that's all you can do. And there's that limited group of people, Bernie Sanders included, who align more with what we believe rather than many other people in the country. That's all we can do.
Someone should really do something about this.
Said I should give you all some
And we've already talked about some of the direct solutions. So I don't know. I think. Are you okay with just ending the conversation here?
Learn about the wider world.
Yeah, that's perfectly fine. I mean, you I hope you come back and maybe we can discuss particular issues that are going on in terms of policies, people who are running for office, what policies they are championing, so on and so forth. History. It seems like you have a historical background, and so I'd be intrigued to having conversations around that as well. But yeah, man, come back anytime. Shoot me a DM. Maybe we can coordinate.
Awesome. Sounds great. Have a great
All right,
night.
appreciate you, Fizz. You too, brother.
How we doing?
Shout out. I think it was Dan, FaZe Dan.
How we doing, Michael?
I think that was the first time someone was willing to join the stream and have a conversation like live. A ton of people have engaged through the comments, but that was the first time we've had that in particular, and that is what I want for my stream. That's what I want for this channel. That's what I want for all of it. And so big ups to him for being the first to do that. And that's how it happens, man. You stick with it, you build it, they'll come. And I appreciate him for showing up and really adding value to what we're trying to do here.
How we doing, Cold Biz?
The rest of you take notes, talking about Zion this and Zion that.
How we doing, Gary?
All right, I think I'm good on Final Fantasy right now. I might switch to Uncharted.
How we doing?
I often find myself running around. I feel like this game requires way more of my focus than Uncharted does.
Mbappe says Zion, you dog goat bro. How we doing? Ryan Bell says bet.
And this by Micros and Fears.
FaZe Dan says appreciate it. Have a great night, everyone. How we doing, Lil Bellis?
Appreciate you, FaZe.
How we doing? How we doing, Eli? Radrius says Francis Nfoundu. Dictator Mbappe says hey Zion. How we doing, Radrius? Ryan Bell says did you watch Thunderspurs game 1?
I did. We watched it on the stream.
How we doing, Dictator?
It was a great game.
How we doing, Drew? Ryan Bell says that Wemby shot was crazy.
It was crazy, dude. That takes some balls, man. That takes some
Dictator
confidence.
Mbappe says Zion
That takes
had
some
one miss.
centerpiece.
They didn't make it through. How we doing, Drod?
Shut the whole stadium up.
Jack Costello says Zion how's offseason treating Wing CD. Brendan says I thought this was Zion Williamson. How we doing, Brendan? How we doing, Jack Costello?
Chat, we need more FaZe Dans in the
Costello
chat
says,
unless
what's up, Brendan? Favorite player?
unless Jack Costos. Sorry, Jack, you were just the first person I saw, but that's not to single you out. It's everyone saying the shit you're saying. We need more FaZe Dans, more Ryans, less more what's that guy's name? Users.
Jack Costello says Zion no. How we doing, William? Dylan V says WSG Zion. Jack Costello says Zion let me get tickets to the game. How we doing, Memrazbex RF? Dictator Mbappe says Zion you da goat. How we doing, Dylan V? How we doing, user? Jack Costello says Zion are you better than Wemby?
Honestly, let's call it there. Chat, we're gonna call it there.
I thought it was kind
I did listen to the Drake album. I thought it was mid as well. We're gonna call it there. That was enough streaming for one day. Gotta get better at like regulating how long I do this. Okay, so what did we talk about today? We talked about a ton of stuff.
How we doing now?
I guess most importantly, we talked about the state of the American political system.
Mbappe says Zion, how are you? How we doing?
I-
CYA, Big Z. William says, what's your thoughts on the Iran situation?
My thoughts on the Iran situation.
How we doing, Lee?
I think the Iran situation has its roots in economic strategy, U.S. economic strategy. By starting the conflict in Iran, we create a situation.
How we doing with Ebola or Honda?
By starting the conflict in Iran, we create a situation wherein there's a oil crisis around the world, an oil crisis that we are not feeling because we just took over Venezuela and we have a huge stockpile of oil, and the vast majority of our oil does not come from that region. And so the rest of the world is experiencing an oil crisis while we are sitting pretty on mountains of oil. And one of our biggest competitors is also being strained because a lot of Iranian oil goes to China. And so this war is simply a way for the U.S. to put a strain on global economics, right? The U.S. doesn't want to lose its position as the global hegemony. We don't want to lose our position as the strongest nation. And there are a couple ways to do that. You can try to like place tariffs and sanctions on people here and there, which we have. You can start a war, or you can like start a war directly against those countries, or you can do a proxy war. Well, Iran is a proxy war against the entire world. I know that sounds like extreme, but that's what it is, because who's suffering? Who's suffering? Every single country is suffering from this war. It's completely ruining the supply chain. The U.S. is not feeling this pain though. And so this war is a war against the infrastructure, the supply chain, the economic infrastructure of the entire world, in order to maintain the U.S.'s position on top. That's what this war is.
To keep it super simple. Jack Costel says, Zion, are we cooked with Ebola? or
I believe
Honduras
it comes
or
from like fossils in the earth. But yeah, my thoughts on the war is that it's a way of straining the global economy to drain these other countries of their resources,
How we doing, Jack Costel?
and creating another market for oil. Because like, why get oil from the Middle East where there's all this conflict that the U.S. is exacerbating, when you can get oil from Latin America, controlled by the United States, controlled by a country that has the military capabilities to make sure that someone can't come mess with the oil and put you in a bad situation where you can't get this critical resource. That's what I think the Iran war is about. Is to create a situation that starves these other countries of this vital resource, and in doing so, further entrenching the U.S. position as the global hegemony, and also creating an alternative to the sort of oil production of the world. Like Saudi is waning in its oil production. They're trying to pivot to other means of keeping up their economy. And like, when I say this, I'm not saying they're running out of oil right now, but like eventually they will, and so they need to pivot. But you know who's not running out of oil? Venezuela. And who controls Venezuela? The United States. So the United States is not running out of oil. And we need everyone to start getting oil from Venezuela and not these Middle Eastern countries. And so we create a war. We create a situation where they can't get oil from there. So they have to look at other means. We create a situation where we slowly destabilize them. Who's going to stop us? There is no international police. We Americans tout ourselves as the international police because we like to scratch our own backs and pat ourselves on the ass and whatnot. Anyway, that's it for me for today. Be good to each other. Cultivate your mind. Cultivate your mind. I'm gonna put the podcast in the chat because somebody asked about it. It's a podcast. Somebody asked how one can learn more about these things if they wanted to. There's a podcast that I think is really good. So I'm going to drop it here in the chat.
JMMS says Zio.
If you want to learn more about this stuff, there you go. Cultivate your mind. That is your first defense. That is your first defense from the propaganda. That is your first defense from the separatist ideologies. That is your first tool to becoming your best self. Do not just let your mind fall into squalor and consume brain rot all day. It doesn't serve you. It doesn't serve you. It doesn't do anything good for you. So if there's anything you remember from this one stream is a couple things. One, it is a class war between the capitalist class around the world and everyone else. Two, your best means of defense is cultivating your mind and coming together in community with other people in the working class, nationally and globally. Remember that. Cultivate your mind. Stop just consuming slop 24/7. It doesn't do anything good for you. All right? I know you come to TikTok to hear a lot of bullshit, but you're not going to get that here. Okay? Good luck. I'll see y'all next time.
How we doing, Monty?